Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Table Tips. For the first few videos in this series, we are talking about Dungeons & Dragons, and be sure to look those up if you haven't already. But this time, I really wanted to talk to you about Dread, one of my absolute favorite tabletop role-playing games, and perfect for this time of year because it is a horror RPG. So instead of all of the dice and rule books and things that you need for D&D, all you really need for Dread is a Jenga tower. So it has this fantastic suspense mechanic where each time you make an action within this game, you have to pull a block from the tower. And if you are the unlucky player to knock that tower down, you will be removed from the game. You can find the rules, you can find some sample stories online. It really gets into that feeling of suspense. You've got jump scares, you've got drama, you've got mystery, all these different themes that make the horror genre particularly spooky and creepy. And for me, it really has the feel of sitting around a campfire at night, telling ghost stories, and then not fully knowing what hides in the shadows beyond. So we do have a full video of gameplay for Dread, where we played the sample adventure that you can find online called Under the Full Moon. So that's all I've got for this episode. I just wanted to introduce you to the game, and hopefully you enjoy the gameplay. Hope you guys are enjoying MilDcon, and until next time, Dora out.
Filming. All right, it's going.
All right. Everyone ready? So you have your character sheets. I will give you a chance to introduce yourselves very quickly before we jump into the story. Only reveal as much as you think your character would feel comfortable revealing. So, just as a reminder, you are a bunch of college students. You are taking an adventure camping trip in the Grand Canyon to end out your summer vacation. You've only known each other for this trip. You don't really have classes together. You're in different departments at school. You may have kind of seen each other in passing around campus, but this was your first time really meeting each other and really getting to know each other. You've been out here for about a week so far.
Filming. All right, it's going.
All right. Everyone ready? So you have your character sheets. I will give you a chance to introduce yourselves very quickly before we jump into the story. Only reveal as much as you think your character would feel comfortable revealing. So, just as a reminder, you are a bunch of college students. You are taking an adventure camping trip in the Grand Canyon to end out your summer vacation. You've only known each other for this trip. You don't really have classes together. You're in different departments at school. You may have kind of seen each other in passing around campus, but this was your first time really meeting each other and really getting to know each other. You've been out here for about a week so far. The week has been filled with different excursions. You had a half-day journey down the canyon to a ranch near the river. You spent a day kind of learning to, getting to know each other, doing hiking, basic rafting skills, camping skills, that sort of thing. You started, after all of that, hiking 2 days down along the river, doing some wild camping, more primitive camping as you went because electronic devices. Technology is not permitted. This is a way for you to get out and be one with nature, as your rather hippie camp guide has encouraged you all to do. So most of the day, yesterday you were rafting down the river to your next campsite. You've got a couple of more days ahead of you, about a 2-day gradual hike rafting excursion until you get to a ranch and resort near the floor of the canyon. It is currently Friday, early Friday morning, and you're not expected at that resort until about Saturday evening. People aren't really going to check in on you until like Sunday morning, really. You're anticipating that you'll probably get there pretty late by your guide's estimate. So that's the premise. That's where you are right now. So let's go ahead and give a quick introduction. Whoever would like to begin.
I am Bruce Dwayne. I am a philosophy major, and I am part of Delta Psi.
Hey everyone, I'm Blake Derrick. I am hoping to become a chemical engineer, and I'm super excited to go camping because I haven't been in a while, but I have been camping before.
Hi guys, my name is James E. Jones, and I am an economics major, and I may only have 1.5 legs, but I won't let that hold me back.
I'm Gretchen Wieners. I'm a freshman this year. I want to be a medical examiner when I graduate. So, yeah.
Excellent. So, like I said before, you guys don't know each other too well. Only spent a few days. Most of it was focusing more on just trying to learn how to do all this primitive camping and rafting and whatnot. So yesterday was particularly draining. You guys are tired. You finished up on the river. You were able to hike out from the rafts, leaving them safely moored behind in the bottom of this canyon. It's probably about hour hike or so from where you left the rafts and where you are currently camped. You fell asleep almost immediately. Then some of you started hearing some sounds in the night. In the wee hours of morning, it's probably about 2:30, really early. The sun hasn't risen yet. It's still pitch black outside. You don't really know what time it is because you don't have your watches, you don't have your cell phones, you don't have anything like that. You hear a crunching of the gravel outside. Something kind of snuffling around a little bit. A low growl. The slow kind of padding of some sort of feet coming up to the campsite. Maybe only a couple of you have actually heard this. You fall back asleep. Another hour or so. All of you are awakened by a blood-curdling scream. You hear the sounds of a struggle. You hear nylon shredding. You hear the aluminum tent poles somewhere nearby snapping. You woke up immediately when you hear this scream. You don't know what's going on. You haven't done too much camping in the past. You don't know what you should do. You start to wake up the others if they haven't already been woken. All these things are going through your mind, not the least of which is what the heck is going on outside those tents. The scream sounds like it's coming from your guide's tent. What are you going to do? The sound of the shredding stops as you are frozen in fear, torn over whether or not you should exit the tent and see if you might want to help, or if you want to stay within the safety of your tent. As the guide himself did warn you all to do, if you hear the sounds of creatures at night, it's better to stay inside. If you don't bother the wildlife here in the canyon, it won't really bother you. The screams have stopped and they're replaced by ragged, labored breathing. You hear a gurgling cry. Help! A hacking cough. What do you do? The night has fallen silent again, with the exception of that hacking cough, a crying.
I'll like slowly
Bunch of cowards.
walk over to the zipper part of the tent. And you know, sometimes it like leaves a little bit open. I'm gonna see if I can see anything at all, like while just peeking through that little hole.
It is still very dark. You can just barely see the outline of a mound of cloth on the ground, a collapsed tent a few yards away from yours. You're in different tents, by the way. You are both spread across, all four of you spread across a couple of different tents. You're college students, we're not going to put you all in the same tent.
Yeah.
We have to investigate.
if you want to get more of
We're
an
on
idea of
separate tents.
what
What are you talking to?
happened. Yeah, you guys are in a tent. You two are in
we
a
have to
separate tent.
investigate.
You would have to root through your supplies, try to find a torch, try to find some source of light.
Mm-hmm.
All you can see is it like silhouetted against the surroundings because it is so dark. This crumpled heap of what was once a tent.
Hey Bruce, I think
Yeah, trying.
I think our guy needs help going to the bathroom. You should go help him out.
So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and find a torch of some sort
Okay.
from my tent and see if I can poke out and investigate, figure out
Absolutely.
what's going on around the camp.
I told him that food was old. He couldn't have ate it. I knew that's what that gurgling was.
The screaming, it was just really violent campfire being just making their exit.
Mhm. Yes.
So you're able to easily find your torch. And in fact, within your tents, you do have these small kind of lanterns that are able to just kind of switch on. You have like battery operated stuff. You just don't have your phones and GPSs and things of that nature.
And I'll follow behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm like one of those people that like I'll be like holding on to like the back of your shirt, cautiously looking.
Your confidence somehow is escaping you.
Yes. I'm confident around people, just not in these camping situations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, seeing that you have to be the strength
Yes.
in this situation, you are easily able to retrieve your light, your flashlight. Zip open. It's eerily quiet out there. You're far enough away from the river where you can just barely hear the gurgling of the water. Actually, no, you're not even that close to the river. It's like an hour and a half away.
Whoa.
So you are properly within the canyon. Your boots crunch against the stone on the ground, the graveled ground, as you make your way towards this shadowy heap. You shine the light, and you have to bolster yourself for the sight you see before you. The sound of shredding and poles snapping were indeed the tent being not just attacked, but shred apart, destroyed by something. It is completely collapsed. The sides of the tent are just completely shredded. You have chunks and scraps of nylon. You have bits and pieces of what looks to have been the guide's backpack, bits of food all strewn about. Something glistening on the ground amongst all the rubble. Upon closer inspection, you see it is very dark, very fresh blood. You hear another racking cough, a gurgling cough, and there's movement within the tent.
I'm gonna rush past him.
Rushing past him towards the tent?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
start pulling the tent.
Absolutely. You start removing all of the rubble, the shredded remains of sleeping bag, sleeping pad, water bottle, canteen, all these different things that would have been within this tent, until finally you make contact with something that feels warm. That coughing continues, and you pull more of the rubble away from the very, very badly mauled body of your guide, Skippy. He likes to go by Skippy. No last name. Very, you know the type.
Mm-hmm.
Skippy does not seem quite so Skippy at the moment. He is just trying to keep his breathing. There is a gaping wound in his chest. Open wounds along his neck as well, his arms, as if he was sleeping, obviously, but he wasn't able to fight back too easily. Whatever got him just completely destroyed his body. He's not going to be able to walk. He's opening his eyes as much as he can, unable to focus on your face.
Can we talk to him?
Yeah, you can absolutely talk to him. Just talk to him. Don't ask my permission.
Ask him what happened, like if he saw anything.
While he's doing
Trying
that,
to
I'm trying to
reassure
like
him.
put pressure.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to try to stabilize him?
Mm-hmm. As he's asking him questions.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and make a pull.
Oh.
Anytime you want to do something that could potentially change the course of the story or use some sort of skill, especially one that you maybe are not trained in, you do need to make a pull. Very
Okay.
good. He seems delirious. Just barely able to keep steady breathing, trying to focus on all of you. And in fact, when you first pulled him from the tent, he tightened up, had a bit of a jolt, as if he wasn't quite sure who you were or what you were, reaching for him. You could just barely make out the fragmented words. No, 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 I'm sorry. Stop. Get off.
Yeah, just try to reassure him and just figure out like if
What
we
do you
can get
tell
any
him?
words
What
out
do you
of
tell
there.
him to reassure him?
Just say, try to calm him and just say that it's okay and keep asking what happened, what did you see, what's going on, you know, see if you can get any kind of response out of him.
He doesn't seem to have enough wits about him to be able to respond. He's just trying to curl back into the tent.
So I guess with the light, I would check the other tents in the surrounding to see if there's any sign of what came into the camp, if it's still out there, like near us, like if there's any like immediate danger still in that camp.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking for just any signs?
Yes,
suppose?
like if
Okay.
any of the other tents
Yeah.
are broken into.
The other tents seem okay,
Okay.
actually. And as you are trying to
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out to him.
attend to the guide and use whatever bits of scrap and cloth, maybe you had to run back, maybe you're looking for any sort of medical equipment, any bandages in there, you notice something.
Oh.
After your pull, when you're trying to tend to him. It looks like, with the way that the wounds are, you're not necessarily trained in this, but something about this is rubbing you the wrong way.
I'm gonna yell out to, be like, "Hey, Wiener, get over here!" Because she's, I know, after talking, I know that she's interested in medical type stuff. And
You
yell
notice that the older wounds, I mean, they're all fresh, but you can kind of see, well, these ones are more recent than others. It looks like whatever got him, they were first trying to go for the throat, but then moved down to the gut instead. You can't tell if that was because of the guy trying to shield himself. You can't tell if some other reason, maybe the gut is just a tastier target. But you notice that one of the only pieces of his gear, his clothing that's still kind of intact and untouched, is a cord around his neck, upon which there is a silver pendant. Simple silver pendant, some sort of like tribal design that he always wore.
But I don't recognize the
his
design.
clothing, like the vest, the like sleep clothes and everything, just bloody shreds.
Okay. I'm gonna shout out for.
Yep.
Hey, Wiener, get over here. We need your help. Are you gonna come out? Or
Oh yeah.
are you still scared?
We're definitely afraid.
Yes.
You heard their tent open. Maybe you were just kind of sitting there waiting to hear what could have happened. Maybe there would be more screams, maybe there would be something. You were kind of waiting for their signal anyway.
And now we're going to ask if the coast is clear. Can we come out?
And I feel like I should have something like a stick or like something.
Do you want to find some sort of weapon?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Feeling
So
very
looking
vulnerable.
around though, you don't see anything really.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a pull for me though.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're looking specifically for danger, right? Specifically for any sort of
Yeah. Like,
indication of what it was, where it may have
like I
went?
feel like I don't know if it's still there. Like I'm trying to investigate if it's stuck here. It's just sliding on that table.
Okay. No, he has to do it by himself.
Can I twist it? Like,
Oh,
it doesn't twist.
As soon as a block moves,
It hasn't
you have
moved.
to stick to that one. If the
Yeah.
whole
It hasn't moved.
tower moves, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. I can literally like go.
Don't knock that over.
Why is it not? And you said you
You
can
might
hold
need a
like
different block.
Yeah. It's not
Okay.
moving freely.
So you can't stabilize the tower or any other blocks either as you make a pull.
I don't know what.
No.
You might want to
Still
go for a
hasn't moved.
different block there, Bruce.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
There we go.
Okay.
There it is. Good.
I was doing middle ones and it's.
Do you put it back on top?
Yeah, put him back on top.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Is
Let's
I'm trying to figure
put
out
this back.
because I feel like our guide is in not good shape and trying to figure out if we're still in immediate danger right now. And I don't like having a flashlight in my hand and not
Mm-hmm.
something to try to ward off, like something that could
Yeah.
still be there.
You look around. You don't really see anything other than your fellow students.
So
As you do see James and Gretchen
coming out.
starting to emerge from their tent.
So I would go and explain to them like what happened, like what we saw.
Mhm.
Like did you guys hear that? Like what did you guys see? Trying to figure out if they like, heard anything else or whatever, and then
You can, so instead of describing what you would like to say, you can absolutely just go ahead and say
okay.
it. Yeah,
Alright.
just say it to them.
did you guys see anything?
You are all in
Like
character right now.
our guide totally just got ripped to shreds by something. I have no idea what's going on.
No, but we heard it and we were scared.
Can I hear them, or are they out of earshot? Or
You can hear them.
okay.
Because it's full and quiet again.
And
As
he's
it was
still
when we
alive,
first-
right?
He's still alive, but he has lost a lot of blood. As you're rooting around trying to find things to help bandage him up, you do find one of his backpacks, like one of the packs, his primary hiking backpack, that actually is very luckily untouched. You're able to reach in there, you find an emergency radio, another flashlight, a flare gun, a compass, a small first aid kit, which is what you were looking for. You have the basic like bandages, antiseptic
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff in there. A small waterproof box of matches and just other personal possessions. You have his field notebook. He liked to do journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, a little bit of incense that he liked to burn in the evening.
So as I hear them talking, I'm like, hey, Gretchen, there's medical supplies over here. We need help. Skipper's sleeping. Skippy, whatever. Skippy's a human soft taco. So please get over here and help me.
Okay.
An open face
Yes.
burrito bowl,
Oh,
shredded beef.
Lord, I missed
Guys,
out.
Are you coming to help?
I mean, I can try,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
but I'm also a freshman, so I haven't really learned a lot.
I just need someone to help me. Someone help me.
We will help you. We need to come up with a plan.
Winners and squeamish.
And I just hold my hands up. I'm covered in blood.
He
Like-
is, in fact,
Yeah.
covered in blood. Holding his hands up, he looks rather manic
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
You need to calm down. We will come up with a plan.
Somebody figure out how to get this radio on. How does this emergency radio thing work? We need help.
Shine the light on it.
Okay.
Let us look.
I don't know. This looks like
You also do have other flashlights in your tent, so there is one in that backpack as well. So with the different battery-operated lanterns and flashlights, you are able to illuminate the area a little bit more, and you see the full scene ahead of you. Some of the stuff from that tent, I mean, the crumple of tent where his body was and the different bits and pieces, not of him, but of the tent, it was actually like several feet away from where it originally was. So it's all just kind of strewn out. You found him in a crumpled heap of the bulk of the tent that was actually left.
I'm just like, oh, I got this, guys. Don't worry. You guys come up with your plan. Go ahead and schedule it out over the next couple weeks, and we'll find out what happens.
You
Yeah,
pushed a
so-
little too hard on a rib.
Oh. See, I have no idea what I'm doing, but my hands are covered in Skippy's blood.
he's lost too much blood. He's just, I don't know. He needs medical
He's very
attention
pale.
now.
What do you want to
to
do?
this.
What are we gonna do?
Gotta
Call for help.
I get the radio
Well, if
on,
the-
but I'm just frantically.
But if the
like,
radio doesn't work and you don't know how to use it,
Try the on button.
are there
Right.
batteries?
batteries are good. It came on and it's just squawking at me. I
What's
don't know
wrong
what
with
to do.
you?
Like, just trying to go through. I hit a couple channels and I'm just trying to call frantically for help.
Do you know what to
Let
do?
Gretchen do it.
Gretchen.
Gretchen, take the radio. Figure this thing out.
Just try. I will help him. This guy.
I saw you with your cell phone before the trip. You know how to use this stuff. Figure it out. Call for help.
So if you're going to try to figure out the radio, go ahead and make a poll.
Oh.
It's my
There
fault.
you go.
I set you up.
Okay.
I don't know who's
Gentle, gentle.
the radio.
It's not the most modern emergency radio.
Mm.
Skippy was very much a minimalist, he kind of formed attachments to things. This was sort of the old radio that he always brought on
Skippy.
camping trips with him. Okay.
You gonna push it in a little more?
Mhm.
Tight. There we go. Right.
So you notice, as you're going through the radio, in his panic, Bruce actually put one of the batteries in upside down.
Way to go, Bruce.
So you're able to write that,
I told you. He didn't know what he was doing.
I'm
and
just freaked
you
out.
start
Look at this
to
guy.
work the going through different channels of the emergency radio. Static. I mean, it's ideally this would be able to make contact with another radio, maybe the main camp center with the different guides, but you're so far into the canyon that you're not really picking anything up. You're trying to test the different buttons, you're trying to speak into it. Not too helpful right now, but at least it's working.
We have to go higher. We
You're
have to get a
trying
signal.
to, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to help this guy because he doesn't know what he's doing.
James Earl Jones. Do you even know what you're doing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well,
Use the items in your medical kit.
my hands are in Skippy.
That animal didn't kill him. You're gonna kill him.
He's gonna bleed out.
What if
he
you
moves.
look at the stuff?
I will. He's gonna bleed out. So 1 second. I'm opening this
Hold on,
bag.
Skippy.
Oh my
She
god.
said
this
one
is so
second.
bad.
We're gonna come
Oh
up with
my
a
God.
plan, okay?
Skippy's totally gonna die.
It hurts.
Skippy's so dead. We're gonna die. Everyone's gonna die in this canyon.
What is wrong with you? You need to relax.
Look at the medical stuff.
Make a poll.
Oh,
James. As everyone seems to be panicking, Gretchen is very quietly, still kind of in shock, trying to get the radio done. Bruce is still just frantically looking around, not really being of any use at the moment. And with Derek, no, I'm sorry, that's your last name. With Blake Derek, 2 first names. Blake just trying to unsuccessfully keep his cool. You feel as though you're the only one who is even attempting to think clearly right now. And you're getting frustrated with the inaction, with the lack of level-headedness, in trying to figure out what to do next.
Guys, we have to remain calm.
oh my gosh.
I know you were trying to hold Skippy together, but Skippy gave me the compass and a map. We can figure out a way to get out of here.
Well, I know
We
where
have
his
to-
spleen is, and I know where his liver is.
We have to figure out how to get him put back together so we can carry him back to safety.
Isn't it forever away?
Yes. But what are we gonna do?
He's gonna die.
Let
Yeah.
him bleed out here? No.
He's about
We
to.
gotta get back to the boats. We gotta get him to the raft so we can get him back down river.
Exactly.
Keep going.
So Bruce,
I just want to get the heck out of here.
Pick him up.
let's help
All right.
Blake.
Find some gauze, find something that'll go inside to stop the bleeding, and we can wrap up. Somebody help me. I know you're all chill because your parents named you after Darth Vader, and you're a girl, and your name is James Earl Jones. It doesn't make any sense. But you got to do something to help.
I'm helping.
We just
I'm
have-
trying to control the situation. You guys are freaking out. He thinks we're gonna die here.
Did you see this guy? We're all gonna die.
Whatever hurt him
It's
He's
still
not
out
here
there.
now, but it's not here
It's
now.
somewhere.
Yeah, but if it messed him up this
But it's
bad,
not
what's it
eating
gonna do
you
to
right
us?
now, so let's
Okay.
figure this out.
Sergeant Wieners, get over here. Help me fix this guy. Till we stabilize him.
Open the medical kit. What is in it?
I don't know, medical stuff. What
Just
do
look
you
in
think?
there. There's got to be something we can put him back together with.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to sew him together.
Have you guys seen those movies where
Here's
they
some
use like
Band-Aids.
t-shirts?
Oh,
'Cause
guys,
you
I
might
found
not have enough,
scissors.
like,
Take off
Oh,
their
there's some
shirts.
guys.
Take off your shirt.
I don't want to take off my shirt.
You're a frat guy. You always have your shirt off.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Get it off. Hurry.
All right, I'm just gonna pull it off.
Okay.
very good.
So I take my hands up.
Stuff him
and
like
we
a
start-
sausage.
We take some of the medical gauze and stuff, and we're just like,
You know, because even though you are a freshman, you're kind of ahead of your year. Graduated high school early. You had that fast track. You did all the
You took AP anatomy.
the AP anatomy classes, your med science stuff. You kind of downplay it a little bit, but you're pretty proud, and you at least know that taking off a grimy, sweaty frat boy shirt and stuffing it inside an open wound in someone's abdomen is probably not going to be good or sanitary.
Yep.
So you are able to give some direction to them, to as best as you can, using some of the water in the canteens if they weren't already like busted open and spilled in. Attempt to clean the wound, put some of the sterile like packing stuff in there. Attempt to bind poor old Skippy back together.
My bad. It's gonna die anyways.
it's gonna be
You
all
don't
right.
know
It's
that.
gonna be all right.
You don't know that.
You're even able to find some painkillers in there if you want.
I'll take
It
those.
might take some. You'll take them. Yeah. The tiny little tubes of like,
Morphine.
no, not even morphine, just like the gel.
Oh, gosh.
Not antibiotic,
I got
antiseptic,
Neosporin.
Neosporin, little
Neosporin and
Neosporin
Band-Aids,
tubes.
guys.
Just kind of roll it like toothpaste out into the wound.
I feel like I'm getting queasy from looking at all that blood. I think you're killing him.
And like she's trying to conserve the water and stuff, and I'm like
Yep.
cleaning off
See.
some of my arms.
In your heightened state of stress, it seems like you just can't fully get the blood off.
I start wiping it.
You're gonna
Ugh.
smell it.
He has no
on
shirt
his,
on.
I know.
on his
Yeah.
bare
Yeah.
flesh. Now you're rubbing blood on
Yeah.
him. Okay, so at this point, Skippy, he's still very much in pain, but he is stabilized.
Okay.
You're avoiding that state of shock. His breathing starts to slow a little bit. His heart rate is all off the chart, though. You need to definitely try to keep him calm, and you realize that even if you maybe don't want to hike forever out to the rafts, it's probably not good for Skippy to stay here without actual medical attention.
This is still the middle of the night.
It's still, so at this
Well, it's
point,
early morning.
it's
now.
early morning.
Okay.
I'd say maybe like an hour or two
The sun is gonna
has
start to
passed.
rise.
The sun is going to start to rise.
Can you see the
start
moon?
to see, you do see the moon.
Is it-
And actually, it's a very, very bright
Okay.
full moon. It's a clear sky, beautiful sky under different circumstances.
Do we know if there's like what kind of wildlife's in the area? Like bears, or did Skippy mention any of that stuff?
So he did, and you did make note of it as you were going along. He was giving you basic survival stuff. It's the Grand Canyon. You're not going to have a bunch of like bears of that
Mhm.
sort, but you're going to have coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have kind of like the desert fox sort of thing, lots of bugs. Yeah, definitely warned you guys about scorpions, but you don't think a scorpion did this to Skippy. You might have some like mountain lions as well,
But like the whole.
but you didn't see a whole lot of that.
Mhm.
Most of the time, these more predatory creatures are going to leave you alone. Although you do know that there are a fair number who do hunt at night, who are more nocturnal. But right now, you don't really hear anything, except for like some of the bugs and the shrubs and flora around your area.
Guys, I've been camping a lot. And I've never seen this before.
Oh,
I have
great.
no idea what did this.
This guy's a genius.
I need something to drink.
I am a genius, but still, aside from that fact, I'm not a genius about things that I don't know They could just randomly appear out of nowhere. So what happened to Skippy?
So, didn't Skippy have a journal or something?
Well, he wasn't writing
Yeah.
in his journal while he
Not
was like
now,
being eaten.
but like
Dear
he could have
diary.
like written something
Dear
like before like
diary.
he saw like the
Something
animals, like,
suspicious.
cave or something.
Okay, yeah. You want to
Yeah.
read it?
I don't want to read it. She can read it.
You read it. It was your idea.
Someone's got to go pick it up and read it.
Didn't you say
Did you
you
do
found a
everything?
journal in his
Yeah.
backpack?
Wait, was it you?
There's a journal. There's a little
Yeah.
writing journal in the backpack. You're able to open it up
Yeah.
easily. Whoever would want to. You're still really nervous and trying to keep an eye on the surroundings.
Yeah.
So you, if you're the one
Yeah.
reading it,
Just start flipping through it, and it's just nonsense. It's just talking about nature, and he's just like talking about like the trip, and it's not our trip. There's like talking about other people. So this is something he probably keeps a record of like going down this canyon pass, and it's all gibberish. I don't know. There's nothing in here. It's just like
you see a few amateur like wildlife drawings in there.
yeah.
Really like weirdly proportioned coyotes and flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
He's not much of an artist.
Nothing that really like catches my attention. Like just going through it, I think I'm just still in like a bit of a shock and panic, like trying to figure
Nothing
out.
like a little violation of privacy
Yeah,
over there, Bruce.
feel like I
Find
want.
anything good?
No,
No.
just get frustrated and just throw it down. Like we just need to get out of here. We just need to leave.
You're awful.
Yeah.
Give me the radio. I want to see if we can get the radio to work.
If it didn't work 10 minutes ago, it's not going to work now.
We gotta check again. We need to call somebody. We need to get help. Do we need to go higher and get out of this canyon? Like, how do we get a signal on this thing?
Well, you have the map and compass. Do we even know which direction like we're supposed to go in?
Well, it's a compass.
Yeah. It doesn't
And we're going
it
to go
doesn't
back.
point the right way.
the
It doesn't say this is the way.
We're going to go back the way we came.
Which way do we come?
We're going back, or are we gonna go to the place that we're supposed to be
Yeah,
going?
so we're all gonna paddle upriver. Like that's gonna be fun.
I don't know what we're doing.
So
What is your background? What do you do?
I'm in economics.
Oh, jeez.
Great. She can calculate all of our funeral costs.
Let's climb all the numbers. Yes.
So pulling out the map and compass, with plenty of light around you between the moon and the lanterns and everything, you do see that the canyon does narrow between where you are and the pull-out point, where you need to be for the resort, for the final destination of this camping trip. So hiking there won't be possible without doing some level of climbing. So you have about, an hour and a half approximately from what you remember. And because that kind of hiking and climbing was difficult, you were very aware of the time that it took you guys to get from the rafts to here. So difficult terrain, getting back from here to the rafts, which will help you get farther downriver. At some point you're going to have to leave the rafts at, and it's marked on the map, at kind of an equipment lockup site before going down farther into the canyon for the ranch. So you think that, especially since you're trying to stay focused, you're trying to find more of a deliberate guided task for this group, you think that you could probably navigate you guys there.
We're going to follow the map.
I got it. And as a navigator, that's great. That's a good idea. Skippy did say I was second in command, so now Skippy's out of commission.
Yeah, well,
I'm the leader.
good job killing him right now. So
Well, I didn't kill him. Something else killed him.
Are we sure it wasn't you?
Well,
I think we
Skippy
just,
seems to have fallen unconscious at this point.
we just need to put him out of
Okay.
his misery.
Still breathing.
We're not
Still
leave-
breathing.
We're not leaving
yeah,
him
we
behind.
can just leave him here.
We're not leaving him
No.
here.
Yeah, why not?
We cannot leave him here.
Why?
You would be
He can't die
okay.
anymore.
You would be okay with leaving a man behind.
But we know
I
exactly
have one and a
where we
half
are.
legs, and I'm willing to hike and carry this man.
Well, okay.
All right, when we get back, I'll make sure to get you a medal. Let's go.
This guy wants to leave him behind.
Yeah, but we know
What do you mean,
exactly
let's
where we
go?
are.
He's just dead weight.
We can
Look
go.
at him. He's not gonna make it.
He's not dead yet. He's not dead weight yet.
Yeah.
Well, if we leave him here, we know exactly where we are, and we can tell those people, hey, this is where Skippy is.
But do you really know exactly where we are?
When are we gonna tell them what attacked them? They're gonna think it's us.
You have the map and the compass.
That doesn't tell us where we're at.
Let's go, Dora. Let's figure it out.
Does it tell us? Do we know where we're at on the map right now?
So, I mean, for the most part, yeah. It's a pretty simply marked map where the usual campsites are. So this is the same place where past camping trips
Look,
have
that
stayed
big old
as well.
boulder on the
So you
map
have,
looks
a
like
little
that boulder
icon.
right there. I think
Yeah.
we're
And then
right
usually,
here on the
like,
map.
animals, you know, they tend to like wounded animals. So why don't we?
So what if he gets eaten before we come
Yeah.
back? I mean, before someone else comes back for him.
You're a cripple. What kind of life is he gonna live like in this state? That's not a good life.
I said he was horrible. What's wrong with you?
I'm just trying to be realistic here.
Oh,
I think
So-
we need to have a group consensus.
well, okay. So
Who wants to leave him here? Raise your hand. Who's not willing to leave him here? Raise your hand.
okay, well then you guys get to carry him.
You are the two strongest here.
Water.
See,
Wakes
he's
up
not
again.
dead.
Shut up, Skippy.
We can't leave him here. He needs water.
That was Bruce. He's thirsty.
I need a drink. I don't need
See?
water.
Skippy starts trying, because it's been some time since the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Did fall unconscious for a bit there, but with the increasing volume of your argument, you've kind of woken him up again. So he struggles and really, really strains to try to sit up from the position where you have unceremoniously dumped him on the ground.
Bruce, talk to him.
Skippy,
Just too much
Skippy.
pain. Too much.
Tell him.
Skippy,
Water.
raise your hand if he wants to take you.
Dude.
Nothing. Nothing.
Where's my...
He wants to die here, guys.
Wait, he's looking for... What happened? I don't know.
You were attacked.
Oh my god. Who are you?
What got you? What's going on, Skippy? We're freaked out right now. You brought us this little hellhole, and then something came and
He's looking
like,
on the
ate
ground
you.
for his water. He's trying to find
I just give him.
something.
I just give him something. Yeah, just give him whatever is closest.
He's struggling in pain.
Oh, I
You
open
try
it.
to
Open it for him. I give it to him.
It's okay, Skippy. Take
Spilling
your time.
down. You probably need to help support the
Alright.
water because,
I'm like pouring
Yeah.
it.
just on his
Like,
face.
Just just not like just here you go.
Slap it on. Wake up, wake up. What's going on? What do we do? How do we get out of here?
Did I die?
How's
Yes,
this
you
radio?
died.
Not
came
yet,
back.
Skippy. But these guys are gonna have you die if we don't take you with us. So,
It's not true.
do you want to go?
Not true.
Are you ready to leave?
Yes. Yeah.
What
yeah.
attacked you, Skippy? What happened?
I don't know.
How do we get back? How do we get out of this place? Which way do we go?
His breathing and speech is very, very labored.
Map?
I have the map. I have the map.
Map.
Okay, look at the map, Skippy.
He can't focus. He can't focus.
It says
Describe
it right
those
His
here.
eyes. He's lost so
Skippy.
much blood. He can't really focus on the map. Just
Tell him where we're at.
Skippy.
Tell him the location we're at. Tell him we're at Camp Anawana. Whatever.
We hold you in our hearts.
Tell him where we're at.
You told him. We're
Okay.
at Camp Anawana.
Okay.
Skippy, we
So where do we
need
go
to
from
get to that narrow passage.
he
What's the
takes
quickest
some
way?
more of the water. Tries to focus in. His eyes are slowly able to focus in on the map a little bit more. Okay, where are the rafts? He's trying to look around. Oh, snap. Kind of seeing what happened to his tent and everything. And he is able to very weakly kind of try to lift an arm and show you. Okay, we need to go out from that pass and just keep heading east. Can you do that?
Yes.
He said you need to go that way, not us.
Why are you covered in blood?
It's your blood.
Skippy, you don't have much time left. I have an important question. Do we get refunds on this camping trip? This is not the experience that you promised us. I didn't sign up to be a medic and save someone's life. I just want to get home.
I'm fine. This is fine.
You're kind of looking like a Black Knight right now.
He's very, very pale and not really hearing you. Actually, no, he'll look at you with that one. Go, just smile really, really weakly. And yeah. East, we need to get to the rafts.
East.
You're all okay?
We're okay.
We're good.
A little
Are you
messed up
okay?
right
I am tired.
The boys are gonna help carry you, Skippy.
now. Oh,
Oh, thanks, bro.
yeah, no problem. Let me just go get my magical stretcher out of my camp.
We can make one.
It'll take too
We have
long.
all these tents.
By the
We
time
have to do
Okay.
something.
All right.
We can't leave him here. He's told us how to get out of here. We are going to use the compass in the map.
With a groan, he just kind of lays back down and closes his eyes.
Is he on the tent? On the tent piece?
He's wherever you left him.
Yeah,
No, you left him on
But
the
he's like,
ground.
but he's like
Yeah.
in the bottom of the tent.
Don't you have
right?
cot in your
Yeah,
your
kind of
tent?
on a pile
Can we make like a
of
stretcher?
Yeah.
like
The
the
rug.
nylon and the cloth.
And we're
and
gonna
fabric
strap him
from the
down.
tent.
Okay.
I'll do that.
All right.
I'll grab the cot out of your tent.
Well, everyone go get your stuff.
Mm.
Pack up your stuff. Let's
you don't
get ready
really
to
have
go.
cots per se.
Just
you have
sleeping
like
bags?
sleeping bags,
Yeah.
like a sleeping
Okay.
roll
What we're gonna
pad that
do
you
is
put
we're gonna get
under.
our
This
stuff.
is very like simple.
We're gonna get our
Okay.
stuff, take the tent, and just drag it behind us.
You're practically like
Skippy in it.
backpacking. All the gear that you have is
It's in
light.
our
It's
packs.
simple. You can put it in your bigger packs.
First things first, I'm gonna go clean up and get a new shirt. So I'm not hiking up this mountain without some clothes.
I wrote poop in blood on his back when he wasn't looking.
So
Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. We're
looking
gonna assemble our
at the
gear.
supplies around you, you think that you could probably use the shredded tent with the poles and everything, and what bigger pieces of fabric that you can find if you tie it tight enough to make some sort of makeshift stretcher. But it's still going to be rough going.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to be very careful carrying him on the stretcher over the uneven terrain.
So I go back. I take his stuff as well, back to my tent to get all my stuff prepared.
Okay. So you break camp.
Mhm.
Yeah. You try to take your supplies just as the sky is beginning to lighten. So you are making your way through. Yeah, it's about an hour over rocky terrain, unburdened. So it's going to take longer as you're trying to
Mhm.
carry Skippy on this makeshift stretcher back to the rafts.
Are we
So
gonna
you're
be
going
careful
through.
as we drag him, or are we just gonna go?
You're not
Yeah, we gotta be
dragging.
careful. We gotta take breaks.
You're not dragging.
So we are gonna be
him.
careful. We're not just gonna drag him behind us.
Yeah, no, we have to because I feel like the tent is too flimsy to go with like at a quicker pace.
Okay. All right. So we pack up and we start to drag him.
Dragging him
Gingerly.
across
But-
uneven, rocky
Yep.
terrain.
Well,
The girls are gonna clear a path. Make sure that.
no. Well,
No,
I
no,
guess.
carefully like
Yeah. I
try
guess
to cradle him in the tent material, and we're
Okay.
just walking side by side like we're
Like a hammock.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's hammocked
Okay.
between
Yeah.
the two dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Each
He's
step
kind of-
I'm getting more pissed
each time
that I
you
came on
move-
this trip.
yeah, each time you move around, for the most part, for the first, we'll say like 20-30 minutes or so,
Mm.
it's tough. You're not really in sync. You're still worried about things. Every now and then you hear maybe some rocks kind of tumbling off the path or something. They're just displaced by your feet. You kind of stumble here and there. You're jumping at shadows.
Mm.
And actually you make another
Oh.
race for me. Because you're getting frustrated more and more. You're seeing the state the Skippy is in, and you're trying to still keep an eye out because your adrenaline is going and it hasn't really slowed down. Your heart rate is up.
Mm.
You feel like you're just on the edge of that fight or flight state. Each time you see something, or think you see something, or think you hear something, you're kind of jumping, and it kind of jolts the stretcher a little bit, which puts more weight on you. You have to readjust. Skippy's in pain, lets out kind of cries or moans of pain as you do so. You know that it's going to take about 2 more days to get to where you need to go.
Did you tell anyone that?
That was part of the overall itinerary.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So it is now morning. Early morning. The sun is beginning to peak up. You can see the sky getting lighter and lighter as you make it to the rafts.
All right,
So-
Vader. Are we there yet? How much further?
It's gonna be a while.
Oh, jeez. Like, what's a while?
Like, do you want the good news or the bad news?
The real news.
Possibly another day-ish.
I just keep walking.
So you have reached the rafts at this point.
time has passed. You're starting to feel a little bit hungry. You're able to bring out some bars and trail mix and stuff that you had kind of safely stowed away as you're trying to get Skippy safely, comfortably in one of the rafts.
How many rafts are there?
You have 2.
Okay.
You have 2 rafts. Not enough for all of you to fit on one raft.
Okay.
Is he conscious or unconscious still?
He was kind of drifting in and out
Oh, okay.
of consciousness.
Hey Skippy, do you want your food? No? Okay. So I'm gonna share it with
He's not currently in any state where he's able to talk, and in fact his condition seems, even though the bleeding has stemmed a little bit, you're still soaking through the bandages. He's not like bleeding out, but his condition is worsening.
You're kind of like, is there anything weird? Like, is there any like types of hair or anything on him? Like that's kind of odd, or anything with the clothes now that we kind of stopped the bleeding and maybe it started to dry or anything?
And then we got sunlight to see more of the wound.
The places where the flesh was broken and torn through look exactly like that, like it was torn through.
Oof.
These aren't knife wounds. These were not made by, as far as you can tell, any sort of clean edge. It definitely looks like something was clawing at him.
Guys, this is weird. There's no bears here. Been camping before. This is not
You see teeth
something
marks
normal.
as well.
This is weird.
It's probably an animal.
Yeah, what kind of animal?
Well, the kind that does that.
Can prairie dogs do this?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know they can't.
I don't know. They can't.
Rabbits,
Yeah.
coyotes.
I would assume it's something larger than a dog.
Well, that's all that's here.
Well, maybe not.
There could be a bear.
Like
It could be a very rare.
like a polar bear?
No, not a rare bear.
Oh,
A rare occasion.
just it wandered in the
It's a
canyon.
polar bear. in the Great
Well, you
Canyon.
spoiled the adventure, guys. It's a polar bear. Looking for Klondike bars.
And I guess I'm just kind of
Yeah.
getting all these ideas in my mind. So
Trying to figure out how the 5 of us are gonna fit on 2 rafts, and I'm tired from carrying him for the last day.
Well,
So
clearly one of you is gonna have to swim.
yeah, Skippy.
I'm calling dibs on the first raft out of here.
You're gonna float Skippy down the river.
That's not a bad idea.
That's your plan.
Viking
I mean, the whole part of floating is not moving, and he's got that down really well.
Well, if he hasn't died now, if
He's
you
born.
float him down the river, he
He'll
may
get
die of
cold.
hypothermia.
Okay.
Hello.
Well,
Tell him.
so what if we
Gretchen.
split up? What if one of the guys goes with one of the girls, and that way, well, and then in one of the rafts is Skippy. So
Just
it's
as
2
long
and
as I'm
3.
not on the raft with Skippy. Okay.
What?
You gotta keep him alive as
I
we're
really
floating
don't
down the
want to be in
river.
the same raft with Blake.
Too bad.
All right, I'll go with you, Wiener,
Me.
instead of Mufasa over here. We'll go together, and we'll keep Skippy alive, and we'll get down the river.
How many paddles do we
We'll
have?
follow-
Paddles for everybody?
Should we follow you guys, or you
Yeah,
guys
there's
follow
like
us
2
in case Skippy
Okay.
falls
per
out?
raft.
Per raft.
We will
Okay.
follow you.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
you will follow us.
No, what
No.
happens if Skippy falls out the back? No one's gonna be able to pick him up out of the water.
Then we just
Drown.
keep going.
We'll go ahead of you guys.
Whatever.
Okay.
Do we
That's the plan.
Skippy's journal
Do
said
we
he
have
always
a
wanted a
rope?
burial at sea.
You have. I mean, you do. You would have some sort of rope. You can use the ropes that were kind of
tying
tethering
down a
and
tent.
mooring the rafts and tying down the tents and everything. Yeah, so you would have stuff like that.
You think like tying the
We can tie him
rafts
down.
together?
Oh, I was gonna say we could tie him down onto the raft so he doesn't fall off.
Okay.
Is this like rapids? Like, do we have like
They're like
safety gear, like life
inflatable
jackets?
rafts. You'll have like life jackets stowed in there.
But do we know like what's going on down the river? Like, does it turn into
Like a
Class
You haven't,
5.
you haven't been down there yet.
Oh, yeah,
It's
there's a
not
map
a,
with
it's
the
not
blue line.
necessarily a smooth river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everywhere, right at this section, it is more calm because this was the point. There was a bend in the river, and you were able to, remove the rafts, get out, and hike out to a camping spot.
So as the appointed and then elected leader, I say that that's what we do.
Wait, we also been hiking for a day. Like maybe try the radio again, see if we can get a better signal.
You've been hiking for a few hours.
A few hours.
Yeah.
It's still the
It
same
might
day
have
you
felt
woke
like
up.
a day
Yeah.
to
Well,
you.
So
but-
in fact,
Skippy
you know
is-
that it's going to be probably about another 5 hours or so before the sun starts going down again, because you're pretty deep in the canyon. So it's going to start getting darker here a little bit earlier.
Let's get on the rafts, guys.
So you'll need to make it to the next spot where you will feel comfortable camping
Well, what? Oof.
for the night.
I'm clearly the best paddler, so I should go on the front boat.
Yeah, you're in the front boat.
I thought they were behind us.
What?
You said
You said they're behind us. Just
We were
because
gonna go
Skippy
behind
fell
you.
out.
No,
I'm ready
you're
to shove off right now. I think we're.
you're
jumping
gonna
in the
go.
boat.
You're
What
gonna
do you
jump in the
guys
boat.
decide?
You're already starting to get in the boat.
Yep.
And get things ready.
I'm getting
Yeah.
ready.
wait.
What you girls discuss.
Yeah, I'm like trying to drag Skippy into the second boat. I'm like,
You said
Gretchen,
you were
help me.
going to attempt the radio. What is happening with that?
Yeah.
Still doesn't work. I'm still pissed
Are
off.
the batteries in it correctly this time?
Yes, Dora.
All right, we're getting Skippy in the boat. I was like, Bruce, can you help us get him in the boat real quick, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we get him into the second boat, or the first boat. This is the boat that's gonna be in the.
Make
the
up
front.
your mind.
Nope, second boat.
We're in the
So-
front.
He's in the front in case he
With
pops
Skippy.
out.
Yes.
Then you guys
So
can
I
grab
get
him if he happens to jump ship.
Okay. I promise I will grab him if he falls out. Let's go, Skippy.
Okay.
So we got all our stuff in the boats.
Got your stuff. You're able to
We
start.
kind of secured
your journey.
Skippy.
Mhm.
You've been able to give him a little bit more water. Because you know staying hydrated is important.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you are clinging to the last threads of life. He is able to provide like a weak thank you as you are helping to keep him alive. So
You're so welcome, Skippy.
you start making your way down the river. Again, all things considered, this is a beautiful place to go rafting. It seems very calm, very serene. You don't really see much wildlife at all. You see the odd bird here and there. Continuing on, you're eating whatever food that you have in your packs as you go forward. About late afternoon, early evening, you start to realize you should probably keep an eye out for a place. You know, using the map, that there is another camp spot, an older camp spot, that sometimes the students might use, sometimes they might not, pretty close to the river, a little bit farther down. You see, as you are in the front raft, and the one sort of leading,
We're in the front raft. With
I thought
Skippy.
you guys were in the second raft and he was in the front.
We're in the back.
Okay.
Because we're in the front in
You
case
guys-
something happens to
Okay.
Skippy, they can pick him up.
You then, because you naturally are kind of keeping an eye out for wildlife anyway, you see a darker form farther up ahead on the river. On the if you're going down, it's kind of on your left-hand side of the bank, kind of opposite from where you emerged, from that first campsite, boarded the rafts and everything. So on the opposite side of the river, you see a large creature, a large, very dark furred, almost black wolf.
No werewolf.
It appears to be intently watching you, just kind of casually pacing along, just kind of sniffing the ground, doing whatever it is wolves do, but it's seems to be trying to keep pace with you as you're going by.
Do I notice her?
Yeah, like, hey, Gretchen, what are you looking at over there?
All of you can see it. It's daylight still.
Oh, we can see the wolf.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking if
So
I
you
can
see it
her.
first.
Mhm.
You may or may
Is he
not
gonna
tell
say
the others.
something?
Oh yeah, there's a big animal.
Okay.
Are those supposed to be out this time of the day?
As you
What's
get
going
closer to the bank,
Why are we getting closer to
Sits.
the bank?
as you
That's
get
where
closer
we
to
go.
the part of the riverbank where the wolf is, because you're passing
Oh.
by, you saw it as you were on the approach.
Oh.
As you pass by, wolf kind of sits and just watches.
We gotta go.
All of you,
I'm gonna start pedaling a little
Going
bit
by.
faster.
I'm just looking at it. I'm like,
as you pass by and you put more distance between you and this creature, because you still have a bit farther to go for that campsite, it stands up again and starts kind of at a trot, trying to follow.
Say stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
Let's leave Skippy.
Does it do anything? I say stay.
No, but for the next probably hour or so, you can still see it in your sight
Oh,
as it is just following
I'm like, you
from a
can
little bit of a
smell
distance,
Skippy.
but it's
Yeah.
tracking. It seems interested.
I can smell Skippy.
And at one
Bruce, what
point,
if that is the animal that ate Skippy?
I don't know.
I mean, its
What are
mouth.
we gonna do?
Its mouth was. I would have to like open up at not the correct angle for it to munch on Skippy.
You're not a
I don't
doctor,
think that's how that works.
Blake.
It's about angles, and I do maths because
Maths?
I'm an engineer. Maths. There's more than one. Yes, maths. So the angle would. I mean, it would have to like dislocate its jaw to take a chomp into him.
They open
I
their
think you're
mouths
wrong.
really. I'm pretty
Like,
sure
I
they
think
open their
you're
mouths
wrong.
really wide.
I mean, if you want to ask him about supply and demand, I understand where you come into play here, but it's not economics. It's just like angles. Like his mouth might be able to open this big.
I just think we
I'd
need
like
to put.
for you to make another pull.
Oh,
This guy keeps giving you crap. You are doing your best trying to navigate. You know darn well that you would all be lost without your map and you keeping your cool. You are trying to do everything you can to make sure this group stays safe.
Blake, I've had it. Shut up and
Oh
do
my
your
God,
job.
I'm too sober for this conversation right now.
Wait,
Let's just keep
how
going.
were
You
they
were supposed to
talking?
navigate the boat.
no! You have the map. You're supposed to navigate the boat.
I'm in the back boat. How am I navigating?
I don't know. Yeah.
At this point, you're yelling across because the rafts, you're kind of
Mhm.
more alongside each other. The river is wide enough; you can kind of catch up, and you're just kind of yelling at each other. Across
You
the boats.
suck, and I'd like to throw you.
Maybe if you guys yell
No,
loud enough.
no. Good thing you don't have to learn how to speak in economics. You just have to do numbers. So why don't you let me lead the group and
Hey,
you do your little map
Nerds,
thing?
shut it up. Let's just keep going. I want as much distance between that black creepy thing.
We don't have to worry about it.
The
Maybe
wolf
if you
is still
guys.
following.
It's scared of
Oh,
us.
Yeah.
It
Maybe-
wants Skippy. It doesn't want us.
Hey guys, remember when I said we're
Well,
all gonna
Skippy
die?
is with
That
us.
thing's
What
gonna
are
kill
you
us if we don't
talking
keep
about?
going.
Maybe if you guys yell loud enough, it'll scare it away.
Yeah.
The only thing that's gonna scare it away is his face.
Yeah, bro, it's pretty messed up.
Do we have
Oh,
paddles or
snap.
anything?
You've got words, yeah.
I just start paddling.
He's done with the conversation.
So let's
We're
just
just
keep
going.
going.
We're
Let's
just
get to where we're
going.
going
We're
before
gonna
the
pick up
sun
our
falls
pace.
so we can make camp and light a fire.
I don't.
They're scared of fires.
I don't think.
I
you
know.
guys-
I've been camping before.
Okay, so you don't have to mention that every time you say something.
Have you been camping?
Yes, actually, when I was 5 in my backyard.
Oh yeah, this last time we went camping, this rhinoceros came and tried to kill everybody, just like this trip.
What?
Keep going.
Where are you guys camping? Backyards in Africa? This is crazy.
It's called sarcasm, bro.
Oh. Oh, this
Okay.
is the worst trip. Okay, we just
You're almost at the campsite, and you notice, all of you really notice, because you're keeping an eye on it, that wolf is still kind of back there keeping pace, not directly alongside, but
But on the opposite bank
on the
from
opposite
us, right?
bank from where you know you will be
we have to go on that side of
leaving
the
the
bank.
rafts.
Oh.
No, you're on the opposite side.
No,
The wolf
yeah.
is on one
Oh, okay.
side.
Okay,
and we're
good.
on
Your
the other.
stop off point for the campsite is on the other side.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Maybe it'll
Yeah.
So you end up going through kind of a natural outcropping, where the riverbanks kind of drop off.
Mhm.
Hopefully, the wolf wouldn't necessarily be able to traverse
No.
this aspect. It's kind of like a naturally forming archway. Yeah. So you are able to go through that, and just around the corner is a spot where you see you can disembark and start to set up a camp. So you do so. You can set up camp there on the riverbank. You can try to go a little bit farther in. It is a little bit rockier, a little bit more challenging of a hike to get farther in. You have to go a little bit more uphill, a little bit more into the rocks, into the cliff face itself.
I say we stay closer to the water. That way we can get back on the rafts if we have to, and get back in the river. Because all they can do is doggy paddle.
Yeah, it's kind of a gravel bar
It's like
backed
this.
by a cliff. There's not a lot of vegetation there.
I'm sorry, can we see that?
You don't
again?
really have natural barriers.
Yeah, all they do is doggy paddle.
Yeah.
It's not fast.
Did you see this guy? It doesn't look like a cute pet that you put a collar on and name Sirius. Like, this
But
thing's gonna kill us.
I know one of the things we can do. It'll buy some time, as you guys said at the campsite, and I let go and I'm gonna start urinating like in a circle around our campsite. Like, they can smell it. Just let me do my thing. But Bruce, you may have to finish up.
This guy's worse than the pledges that we got back home.
Can we make a fire?
You can,
And are there
if you like to.
other fish in the water?
There's not a ton, but if you probably could, if you remembered how to make some of the fishing nets that you learned over the first couple of days, you'd be able to. And in fact, I think you probably you would still have one of the like nets that you guys made.
We should
So
definitely
yeah, you
fish.
can do some.
I don't want
some
any more
fishing.
granola bars.
Me too.
Yes.
Okay.
We should go fishing.
As soon as I'm done peeing.
Yeah, he's slowly making a circle. It could probably be a little wider. Actually,
Mhm.
I think you kind of miscalculated. It's
Oh,
it's a little tight of a ring,
Yeah. 2
but
feet.
But he maths.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
maths.
Yeah.
You're not able to finish a circle in one go.
And Bruce, I stop like around here. So if you could pick up when you have a chance.
Hey, Bruce, save the dead guy. Hey, Bruce, grab the raft. Hey, Bruce, pee around camp. Yeah, sure, guys. We'll do it all. No problem.
You go to the river as the others are starting to set up the camp. Does anyone go with her?
I'll go. We can go together.
Okay. You guys both go to the river then. Try to set up the nets the way Skippy had taught you over the first couple of days. Looking out back beyond that outcropping where you saw the wolf before, you don't see anything. You don't see that wolf. You don't really see too much else, just like the normal smaller bits of wildlife that you were accustomed to seeing. Definitely wasn't a coyote. But at least right now seems to not be in view. If it's still following you at all. Maybe the smell of the urine deterred it. But you're able to set up the nets in time. You're able to get a couple of fish.
Is
To
this
supplement your granola bars as the sun is starting to set. You can, if you want, return to the camp. Hopefully these two will have a fire or something ready to go. You can actually set up your camp on this gravel bar next to the river.
So is this that animal we saw? Is it like jogging something in my memory? Is it something I might have seen before? Something similar?
Or is it something in Skippy's journal?
So you would probably have to take a look at the journal yourself because Bruce was a little stressed, a little distracted. So if you like, you can definitely look through the journal. Go ahead and make a pull.
Oh,
Yeah. See if this triggers anything in your memory. That's the one? Yep.
Good pull.
This is not a wolf that's native to this region. From all the camping, which isn't quite as much as he likes to make it sound, from all the camping you've done before, and some of the things that you've seen
mm-hmm.
before, this wolf makes your skin crawl. There's something strange about it. It's larger than wolves really should be.
Guys,
Something about the eyes and the way it was watching you. And in fact, just thinking about it starts to make you a little jumpy. As you're setting up the tent, you feel as though something is watching you. That weird, unsettling kind of tingle on the periphery. Turn around, don't see anything. Try to focus back on pitching your tent. But for the next several hours at least, you're jumpy. You're on edge.
Bruce, did you finish the peace circle?
I did.
Okay. Guys, there's something weird about that coyote or wolf that we saw. I've seen a lot of coyotes. I've been camping a lot. I know this thing is not normal. This is not normal.
Camping.
It's not normal. I think we should decide now, like, who's gonna stay awake. Like, maybe somebody needs to keep watch.
You're
The
the
sun
one
is
that's
starting
in
to
a
go down
panic.
at this point.
You gotta take
You're the
shifts.
one that's in a panic.
All right, fine. I'll take
You
the first
stay.
shift. I'll take the first shift.
Fine. Good night.
But who's gonna keep Skippy alive?
Person awake.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Skippy's dream was always to die with 2 women. So we'll put him in
Yes.
the tent with the blind guy from Sandlot and Wiener over here. Okay.
Good plan. Good
Okay.
plan.
All right. Sounds good. So that's the plan, right? I'll stay up first. Bruce gets some sleep,
Okay.
but I think we should like stagger it.
Okay.
Like,
Take shifts, you mean?
yeah, because we're all equal. You guys are strong, independent women.
So
Man, woman, man, woman. How about that?
Or John can do it, and I can just sleep.
What makes you so special?
Freshman.
I'm the youngest. I have the longest life to live at this point.
Oh, good point. Good point. And no survival
do you
skills.
want to use the radio and call mommy so she can read you a story?
Yeah.
There you go.
Good point.
Don't
Maybe
pick-
she should try the radio.
Don't pick on
Yeah.
her.
All right, fine. Do you just want to
Okay.
split the time?
Sure.
All right.
Just-
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let them go to bed with Skippy, and we're gonna split watch.
Just they can be well.
And I'll be
rested
first
while they're
watch.
getting eaten alive.
I'll be first
so
watch.
you'll be first watch.
Yep.
You were looking through that journal before bed, right? It's a pretty hefty journal. There are probably like 3-4 camping group excursions that were recorded in this journal prior to this group. Looking through, are you looking for anything in particular?
Probably if he's seen something that he's always been like kind of like off about, or like he had seen something one time, and like he hasn't seen it the last couple of times,
Like
or like you've seen it
The
off
wolf?
and on.
skimming back through, you see mostly just like journal entries, daily reports. We made it to this point. This is where we camped. These kind of things that we saw. Little bits and pieces about the students who would come along to the trips as well. Some random thoughts in the in the margins about just thoughts about his family. He's got like a brother and a sister at home. They live with their mom still. He's doing this kind of thing to keep himself busy. You see about a month ago something about, have wolves migrated to this area? He mentioned seeing one wolf. Just very fleeting, a couple of times here and there. Always too far away to really get a good look. Can't even see anything about like the color or number of wolves or anything like that, but that's the only mention. It's about a month ago. Make a pull. Please. As you're sitting here
Thanks for taking one for the team.
late at night,
That's a good one. That works.
She doesn't want to die.
Do they want me to hold it and just put it on the table? So if the table
Very
or the
good.
tower falls, the story's done?
No.
No.
that means-
something will
Something
happen
happens.
to that character.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Right.
Could be anything. Could be a whole variety of things, or it could be nothing, and you
Killer bees.
have that state of doom.
Mm-hmm.
If if something happens to this tower when you pull it and it doesn't really make sense within the story for you to disappear or die or be eaten up in some way, then you would have a state of doom. So something will happen at some point, and if you are doomed, then you do not get to make any more pulls for the game. Whatever happens will happen. So as you're reading through, because you did research on this trip, you're very studious. You wanted to know what else happened in these canyons. With kind of the stuff that you're interested in, you're particularly curious about weird, unusual circumstances as well. You do remember about a month ago, there was a missing person report. A hiker. You didn't know if it was related to this camp group specifically, but you do remember a student who was hiking out here with some friends ended up going missing about a month ago. Aligns a little bit with this journal entry with the sighting of this wolf.
Are we kind of like sitting around the campfire?
No,
Like, I
you're
should-
keeping
No,
watch. The others
you're keeping
are,
watch.
are
We're in our
sleeping.
tent.
You're just
Yeah,
you're
she's
reading.
just reading
Okay, all right.
in the tent at night. Makes you uncomfortable. Seeing weird beginnings of patterns like that. You hear a splash in the water. Your tent is closer to the river than the others are. You guys wanted to keep Skippy farther away from the water as possible, closer to the fire, closer to the warmth. And you wanted to kind of keep an eye on the fishing nets as well. There's a splash out there. Seemed a little bit louder than the normal just movement of the water. Didn't really sound like a fish. That's all you heard.
Did I hear it?
You are keeping watch. Yeah. So you're sitting there. You also hear a splash. And the rustling of something on the gravel.
And I'm already
Just
I'm already pretty
of
jumpy.
the light.
And-
You're already pretty jumpy.
Pineapple upside down cake. Pineapple upside down cake. I know we didn't
You start yelling?
we didn't say a safe word, but whatever, get up. And I try to like wake everyone up.
You wake everyone up. Okay. What do you do? Do you look towards the river? Make a pull.
Do I have a torch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, make a pull.
Oh.
As you jump to your feet, you've been feeling for the past 20-30 minutes the sensation of something or someone watching you. You jump to your feet, yelling, pineapple upside down cake, pineapple upside down cake, get up, get up. Just waving your flashlight around, trying to see.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a shape at the water. And the reflection of two yellow eyes staring back at you. Your breath catches. Feels like your heart stops. You look around quickly to see if any of them have emerged from their tents yet. You look back, it's gone.
Blake, what's going on? Been on duty for like an hour.
I saw it. It was in the water and
Saw
it's
what?
it's coming
Slow down.
towards us.
Slow down. What's going on?
It's that wolf, but it's not a wolf. I don't know what it is. It's something different.
Was it here, like in the camp?
Yeah, it's close, and now I don't know where it is, so it could be anywhere right now. Girls, get up.
You mean your pee circle didn't protect us?
He's in the water. I didn't pee in the water. Okay.
As you guys look around, you don't see anything.
This is a joke. We're tired.
It's not
If
a
you're seeing
joke.
some things.
It's not a joke. I know some
You
of
have
you.
been a jerk this whole trip. This is not funny.
What made you?
I haven't been a jerk. I've been normal, like a normal human being. Just 'cause
What
I'm
made
not.
you so like? How
I
did
saw
you
this
notice
wolf.
it? Like, how did you first? Was there like?
Look, I've
Did
seen.
it like swim across the water? What happened?
It's
What-
gonna sound
what was
crazy,
your
but look, I've
first-
been on a lot of camping trips, and I've seen something like this, something similar like this before. Like it's just weird. It's just something that's not normal, and I feel like I'm pretty confident. Like I know what I'm doing. I've been camping before.
You've been camping so many
Yes,
times.
like,
We know.
so many times.
These camping trips, did you find any like funny mushrooms that you guys decided to
No,
cook up in your
no.
dinner?
No, but this thing is not normal. I'm telling you, there's something weird about this. It doesn't make any of you
But
guys feel weird.
obviously, it's not here.
But any of you guys, none of you feel weird about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
What?
That's,
What?
You
What?
feel weird?
Yes.
Why?
Because while I was reading Skippy's journal, and it said like a month ago he said, or like he thought about like wolves migrating here or something like that. And then before we came on the trip, I was researching some stuff, and it said that a hiker had gone missing.
What?
Oh, more
And,
dead people.
like,
Awesome.
it was kind of
They never found the body.
they never found the body, so
They
A
should have shut
hiker's
down this
missing.
trip.
They've never found the
See,
body.
the last group was smart enough to leave him there.
Yeah.
Which
Maybe
I
it's
told you.
total coincidence. I think you guys may be jumping the gun.
No, that thing is weird.
You literally just woke us up for no reason.
There was a thing there. It
where
has
did it come
these
from?
beady eyes looking at me.
Maybe you were sleeping or dreaming.
No,
Where did it come from?
the other side. Remember we saw it on the other side, and then nobody else heard a splash.
I heard a splash.
Oh, and you didn't even come out of the tent. You were just like,
No.
oh, I'm sure that Blake Derrick is naked and skinny dipping. No, I was keeping watch. You didn't come out and help
I
me.
could have thought it was like a fish. I don't know.
Did you catch any
Maybe
fish?
she was
Actually,
scared.
I did. We ate it earlier. Remember?
Maybe she was scared.
Yeah.
You can't blame her. She's a freshman.
Okay, but there was something in the water. I saw it.
Then you should go swim. Check it out.
No,
Exactly.
We're just sitting ducks. Like we're just
Yes.
waiting to get
Maybe we
attacked.
should get back in
Exactly.
the water.
No.
Maybe we should get back in our.
Maybe we should all just go
Rafts.
inside the tents.
Oh yeah. 'cause
all
that
of us
worked
in
out
one tent.
So
No.
good for Skippy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just
Tents.
pack up and head down river.
That's the to-go box of humans. We're
Yes.
not doing that.
Yes.
I've been trying to hold it together. For that
There's no way I'm getting back
the
in.
pressure's been building.
We need something. We
Let's-
need to band
Let's
together.
just pack
and
up. And
It's the middle of the night.
skedaddle.
It's
We're not
hours.
gonna see.
until
You're
sunlight.
gonna like hit a rock and
Yes,
things
exactly.
gonna fall apart.
But we're not gonna
The-
sit here
in,
and
the
get eaten.
in the map, there are no rocks in the river.
But in the map.
Clearly, shine the light. I will show you.
But who knows? That map could have been made in like 19.
Everybody get
Something.
everybody get your lights.
Yeah, like-
Everybody get your lights and let's look at it. Let's do a perimeter. Like we're all each in charge of this 90-degree angle, and we can stand back to back.
This guy
Just
with
piece
the
them
math.
What?
Why can't we?
Math is a universal language.
Why can't we do
I'm gonna
it in
die with a bunch of
duos?
nerds at this camp.
Oh, duos. We have to
Just
do
wanna
it in
get out of here.
twos because I'm an economics major and I do numbers.
Let's pair off. Let's pair off, and we can do a perimeter.
Oh, but okay. So if you pair
I
off,
definitely don't want to walk.
you're
going
gonna
to
be in charge of what? That side, right?
No,
Well, which side would you like to be in charge of?
not the water side.
Okay,
You said
so the
there
other
was-
side.
You said
Okay.
that you saw.
So you two will look on the other side, and we'll look towards the water.
I'm gonna check the gear and see if there's anything I can use
No,
for
you
like
gotta
a
see me.
weapon.
Look, the 180 degrees thing is working. They just don't know it because they don't know math.
But if yellow eyes
like if
comes
they
out,
look that way, it's 90 and 90.
what am I gonna do? Just shine a light in its face? Like I gotta find some kind of weapon. I'm gonna go check the gear.
Okay, so
All right.
you guys look to see if you see anything in the woods, and I'll look over the water
I'm with
again.
Bruce.
There aren't woods.
Oh,
I'm with Bruce.
Yeah, there aren't
There
woods.
aren't
woods.
What you talking about?
You're on like a gravel bar, like a
See?
larger
Mushrooms.
bank by the river,
It's seeing things.
Ah.
Cool, there's no yellow
so backed
eye
up to
monster.
a cliff. So you have
we have
the
no
river.
escape. Great.
You could attempt to scale the cliff
Okay.
and get to higher ground.
I have 1.5 legs. We're not climbing.
All right, guys, I gotta have a serious conversation. I just went through the bags looking for gear, and I found a 6-pack. Who's been holding out on me? I've been asking for beer since the beginning of this trip.
Just look, and I'm continuously like looking, like scanning.
Make a pull.
Is anyone else
You're
scanning?
cracking open, shotgunning some beers. Make a pull.
Yeah.
Is anyone else scanning while he's drinking? Any of you guys? Do you guys? You
Yeah,
guys
we
have-
looked.
Oh.
We've looked. There was nothing.
The frat guy always goes
You
first.
have to pull it out when you have to commit to it.
Oh, I'm pulling.
Oh.
Nobody breathe.
Which way do you want to go, Block? Do you want to go that
As
way?
all of you are arguing, he in his anxiety heightened state just starts pounding back these beers.
Like a good bro would do.
Like any good broski.
That's how.
Pounding back
Oh,
the brewskis.
Yes.
You gotta put it on top still.
Oh, no problem.
You make it through 4 of the
Hold
beers.
my beer.
You make it through 4 of them
4?
in the time where
Oh, this is just warm
the
up.
perimeter is set up.
Hey Blake, I
4
can help you finish that
4
pea
into the
circle
6
now.
pack. You're starting. Strangely, you don't feel any calmer.
Oh, did you bring non-alcoholic beer?
No, it's definitely alcoholic.
Okay.
You feel a little wobbly.
Mm.
You've gone a week without drinking.
Yes. I'm dehydrated.
You're a little dehydrated. You've had to pee a lot for this pee circle, which
Yeah.
may or may not have been effective. That's yet to be seen. You haven't really eaten. That fish and some granola bars aren't really good at soaking up all the beer that you've just now passed through your gullet. So some of the shadows start to look a little weird to you as you're looking out of the perimeter. And as they're still arguing about math and angles and
Nerd talk.
nerd talk, exactly. You're just like, nerds. Just gotta get to this resort, get to the hot tub, get to
Yes.
the bar.
Find the babes.
You hear a low growl,
Oh.
kind of just over your shoulder.
But we don't hear it?
You don't see it.
Okay, we
No,
hear it.
none of you see anything, hear anything.
Oh, just
You hear a growl and what seems to be a shifting shadow several yards, because you're out facing the river, right?
Mm.
It looks to be in the water.
Mm. Oh, hell no.
You say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. What? And I like try to turn.
There's something in the water right over there.
And I turn.
As soon as the beam of light hits that spot, because you were looking as well, as soon as another beam of light hits that spot, it's gone.
What? What was it?
I don't know. I couldn't see. There was just something moving, like right in the water, like right there.
You didn't know
Anything
if
else?
it was low to the water. You didn't know if it was like a log. You didn't know if it
Yeah.
was a creature, a fish, but it was big.
I told you guys. I
And
told
you
you. This is
heard, you
weird.
could have sworn you heard, or you thought you heard some sort of growl.
Get in the P
some
circle.
sort of snarl.
Telling you, get in the P circle. The P perimeter.
Yeah.
Stay close.
I don't know what that thing is, but it just
You don't
made
feel
some
safe
noise.
here anymore.
No, not at all. We gotta go.
I told you. I told you.
Without even waiting, in your boozy state, you start packing up your tent.
Forget this, guys.
Let's go
You can
out.
stay out here and play with your Care Bear
I start
friend.
packing up.
I'll get the heck outta
I'm
here.
packing up just my bag. I'm not gonna pack up my tent.
You leaving the tent?
I'm leaving my tent, and I'll pack up.
Okay.
I'll just pack up my backpack.
But you might need your tent.
That's my choice. I'm just gonna pack up my backpack.
Have fun sleeping on the
Yeah,
ground.
that's fine.
Guys, all I know is I saw something in the water and I heard something and I'm
Well,
not
if we
going
saw
that
it in the
way.
water, why are we getting
Yeah,
in the
why
water?
are we? Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
getting in
about
the
to say.
water. I'm going up that cliff.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
You want to get higher ground.
Well, yeah.
you know how to climb?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do we have gear to climb?
I didn't know this was like kumbaya, share all your favorite activities, but yeah, I climb. That's how I got this scar on my arm. I had a climbing accident a while ago.
Do you
Okay,
actually
we
do
can
have a
scale
scar
this.
on your arm?
I do.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I see an actual scar.
so
Was that
climbing.
a commitment to the
Stick
role?
with this.
Mhm.
Or-
I was climbing. I fell off.
how high is
I got
it?
a
Like
scar
if I
on it.
shine, like,
Is this like the wall?
or is he shining his light up there? Like as he says,
I mean, both of you. 'cause
Well, I'm gonna keep
it's-
on-
It's
I'm
fairly
still, like-
okay. So you're still.
I'm looking at the river.
because now you've
I'm
had
freaking out.
Like Mexican
2
border wall
sightings
hmm
or Game of
since
Thrones
night
wall.
has fallen. Yeah. So it's
And I might
probably,
glance, but because it looks to me, it was like high,
It's
right?
not like a sheer cliff. It is climbable. It's going to be
It's
very,
climbable.
very steep, however.
It's gonna be steep.
Probably about
It is.
like 1.5 story building kind of height. Like you can see the top edge of it. It's not like looming.
Were there any other exits besides that? Besides the water or the cliff?
No.
That's it.
I'll take the bags, my climbing bag. I'm gonna free climb up this side here, and I'll try and get some anchor points up. And I'll toss down some rope to help you guys.
How are
Hopefully
we
you
getting
nerds
Skippy
can
up?
figure it
Yeah,
out.
How are we getting Skippy up?
Enough of Skippy. We took him as far as
Yeah.
we could. Why don't you
Skippy-
put a little X on your map there, Dora, and we'll come back and get him later.
Yeah, he's about to be Wolf Tree.
Yes. Yeah, better him than us. Look at him
What?
already. He's already falling apart.
We tie Skippy to a rope. And
Okay.
You can pull him up.
Okay, at the end, like after we get a couple folks up,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
I'm gonna
So
start
here's
climbing.
the
Who's
deal.
going up? You're-
So I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys look at the river real quick with your torches. Make sure nothing comes. And then I'm gonna talk to him. I'm like, okay, hey, we're gonna get the girls up, and then I'll be the last one up.
Speak loud enough for them.
We'll get the girls up
Breaking the fourth
after you
wall.
make anchors, and after you get the girls up, I'll come up afterwards, and we'll just leave Skippy. Okay.
All right, sounds good. I'm
Okay.
gonna start climbing.
Okay, so what's the plan?
All right. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna get up. We're gonna get you girls up, and then I'm
You're
gonna
gonna have to
tie
make
up.
another
I'm gonna
pull
tie up
because
Skippy,
you're drunk.
and that way you
Trying to
three will be
stay
able to
beside
pull
this
us
cliff.
up.
So we go through. Oh, but I thought I was like seasoned.
Yeah, but you are intoxicated.
But you're also drunk,
Oh,
so you
okay.
gotta pull one. Oh.
In fact, to help calm your nerves and to give yourself some of that liquid courage,
Yes.
you just downed the 5th beer. You've
Okay.
got one more in your pack. You put it in your
I
pack,
learned my
easy
lesson. Gotta have
access.
one ready to go.
Make another pull.
What does that have to be?
As you
3
start
down?
to
Can we do
climb
at least 3
up.
At
down?
least 3 down. I'm thinking this one, guys. What do you think?
Do whatever you want.
Group thing here, like that one.
Maybe that. Yeah,
I
maybe
think
this
that
one.
one's stable enough.
Yeah.
Like the centerpieces.
It just makes it a lot more unstable later on. Oh,
You rely on your instincts.
that one moves, so
You tend to go climbing fairly regularly.
here.
Uh,
You have
with
to at least have something.
no, you can't use anything to stabilize it.
Oh, okay.
I hate this table. We need to do it on like one of the mats next time.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
Let's
you
go.
start to pull yourself up.
Yes.
You are able to get to the first kind of more shallow ledge as you're starting to climb up of this scale, this cliff face.
Am
Your
I
foot slips.
securing
Oh,
anchor points.
Your foot slips, and
Okay.
some of the rocks fall below. All of you kind of are watching this, holding your breath.
get it centered. Yeah.
He's able to regain his footing
It's like,
and
Oh.
continue to climb
Yeah,
up.
but then it's gonna like.
You watch him as he
Just to put that one
slowly
on.
makes his way to the top, and you are able to very carefully, and you guys, as much as you're able, probably you if you're looking at the river, trying to shine your light, helping to guide him
Mhm.
to find good foot and hand holds, because you can't use your light to
Mhm.
to see while you're climbing. You're really trying to focus, and about 3/4 of the way up, you start to feel a little dizzy. It's like,
Oh.
oh, maybe that last beer was not a good idea.
arm right
Don't
fist
drink
is-
and climb, not a good idea. You are able to reach your hand up to that ledge and feel the top of it. You've had to kind of shuffle around, making your way there. It's not like a beeline path up. You're able to very carefully, with a lot of effort, pull yourself to the top, hook an arm over, get your feet up.
So now I'm facing an internal struggle because I'm looking at the nerds down below me that are still fighting and shining their flashlights and calculating what's going on. And then behind me is a path. I don't know where it leads, but it's towards safety that I think. So I'm like internal struggle. Like, do I do all the effort of helping these guys because they're gonna make me carry Skippy up this mountain, or do I depart?
Come on, Bruce. Throw down the line. Let's get out of
It's an
here.
outcropping. You see some, because it's not like a forest here within the canyon. You're gonna see some like smaller, hardier sorts of trees. You see a couple of trees farther out. You are a little bit higher up, so you have a better visual of the river from here. But you're still properly within the canyon.
Did he have like a light on him or
Bruce,
something?
do you
Yeah.
see it? Can you see it from up there?
I realized if I didn't have my second beer, I would have grabbed the radio. And just
Yeah, the
tried
radio's
to-
still down there.
Try to book it. So I call down, yeah, guys, still trying to figure out like what I want to do.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
A
So
little bit more vegetation up here.
philosophical
Some
person in
trees.
me is the survival of the fittest, but also strength in numbers. And these guys are definitely slower, and I feel like they would get eaten before me.
Oh, jeez. Come on, Bruce. Hurry up.
Selfishly,
I know he's up
decide
there.
for
Ugh.
my safety to
Tell him to
down
throw
the
the
rope.
rope down.
I know, but he's probably up there like, oh, who am I? What does this all mean? He's a philosophy guy. It takes him a second.
Yeah, I have to figure out what's going on. So
As you're
I decided
watching
to
the river, you go ahead, and I'm gonna give you something.
throw down the rope.
Oh, yes. And the rope is like, you guys see the rope like,
Yeah.
Yep.
like fall down. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Someone tie themselves up.
Let's go, monkeys.
Go.
Okay,
Out of
I'm going, I'm
curiosity,
going.
remembering that splash you heard earlier, you look to where the fishing net was set up. And you see a half-eaten fish there.
Oh,
That's it.
it's totally
nothing else.
Smeagol.
Go.
We gotta go.
You say anything? Or
Yeah.
what do you
There
say?
was- So remember when I got that fish? The fish net, I left it there, and there's a half-eaten fish in the fish net.
Well, what ate it?
Like
Mm.
a normal,
Oh, all right.
bigger than a fish.
So who's going up next? You guys like
I'm
rock,
already
rock paper,
halfway-
scissors?
I'm already halfway up.
Oh, are you? I don't.
Yes.
You guys aren't going to decide between the two of you who's going to go up?
She's
No,
already
she's
up.
going.
All right.
She was
Sorry,
watching the thing.
Wow. You guys
So
could
as
have like.
you are attempting to scale the side with help,
Mhm.
I would like
Bruce,
Who
go
should
slow.
make-
My leg.
a pull. Who would be exerting more effort here? You as the climber or him pulling?
Him pulling.
She has one leg.
I only have
Yeah,
I'm a
so
I have
fat
one,
boy.
I have one
with
and a
Make-
half
the
leg.
upper
Make
body.
another pull.
Oh my gosh.
As you are using your full strength,
Mm.
trying to help guide her up, again in your intoxicated state.
Mm.
I probably wouldn't make you pull as much if you hadn't
Mm.
thrown back those beers, because that's going to make any of these tasks more difficult for you. And try to pull her up at the same time. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay, heavier on that side. So I think this one is what I was looking at before. I just want to talk through this because those guys are going to be.
You
on
can
this
do
side.
three below, so you can even start.
She
you
said
can
one
even-
below.
Oh.
She said one below
Oh, really?
at the beginning of the game.
So like,
Um,
if it's more.
I said one below, but let me make sure as well.
Because you had to remove 3 to begin, and then
Yeah.
maybe I can get a little karate chop like right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, the
It
block
just
must be
drops.
pulled from beneath the topmost completed
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So
So-
one
So
below.
for this,
Can I
it's
just
the
do-
completed
No,
level.
one below. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
should I do this side because it's 2 on that side to even out, or should I do this side so that it doesn't lean this one? You know,
I will eat that whole plate of them.
like probably this one,
Sure.
like going
I
that
don't know.
way,
It might keep going to that other way.
like it's gonna lean that way.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me do this one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's a mess. There's no.
Yeah, it didn't move. You don't have to pick that one if it didn't move.
Okay,
Try a different one.
I think I need more weight. So
Try that.
Take this
Yeah,
one.
try that one. Yeah.
Which one? This side?
Yeah, just
Uh-huh.
try it. Oh. Oh.
It doesn't. It doesn't move.
You're trying to focus on pulling her up as you feel
I
a
think I'm
chill
I think I'm gone.
Might not
run
be you, it
down
might be
your
her.
spine.
Oh.
You feeling that chill?
She's about halfway up.
Bruce,
When you
Bruce is
hear-
feeling.
Another low growl behind
Oh
you.
gosh, it got all the way up there.
Not
And then
today,
from the
Death.
trees,
Not today.
you hear the crunching
I'm
of
still
dirt
not gonna die sober.
and gravel as something starts walking
Let's go
towards
on.
you as you have your full focus on pulling James Earl Jones up the side of this cliff.
Freaking
You
James.
feel breath
Guys, as soon as I let go, it's
on the
gone.
back of your
I'm
neck.
literally supporting this thing.
Is it?
You got it.
I'm literally
You
supporting
got
this thing.
it.
You are trying so hard not to look over your shoulder
Oh my
as
gosh.
you know something is right behind
Oh, I can't. I'm just gonna.
You can do it.
Do it.
No, seriously, like
You
when I
got
let
it.
go.
You just gotta pull it.
Pressure.
She's almost at the top. She's almost at the top. You just have to pull a little bit more. You can
Ugh.
feel the top. You're trying to claw your way up.
Balance.
You feel something
I can't. I just gotta go.
stand
All right, you guys want to see what happens
from
when
its
the tower
full
falls?
height behind you
Fucking Skippy. I mean, I'm sorry. Like,
Go.
to a height taller than you.
Oh yeah. No nachos.
There's even a Well, we have our first casualty. They say in Dread that if you make it to the end, it's pretty rare.
oh.
First, possibly not the last. Just as you saw her starting to reach her hands up to the top, you feel a push
Oh.
behind you. All you know is that the rope goes slack, and you have to scramble using all your strength to try to stay on the edge of this cliff as much as you can, trying to muscle your way back up as you hear a yell as Bruce Dwayne falls off the edge of this cliff.
Oh.
You all see this. He comes tumbling down with a horrible, crunching collision as you hit the ground at the bottom. Before you fell, and you're thinking about this as you're falling through the air right before impact, you remember trying to hold onto the rope, looking behind you, because you felt the breath, you felt this presence behind you, and you saw those same yellow eyes of that wolf. It seemed to be much taller than it was when you guys saw it on the other side of the river. Snarling teeth right before you tumble backwards and fall off the edge of this cliff. Bruce Dwayne is not moving.
I'm gonna run over and check him out and see what I can.
So, quick bit here. It is not going to have all of the blocks on it again. So build the tower
Okay.
fully, but then we're going to have to pre-pull some more blocks.
Okay.
Because it was...
Does
no,
that
because you're
mean
already
initially
going to have 3 removed.
Okay.
But since the tower fell,
Oh shit! I built this wrong.
hey,
There we go.
Just trying to incorporate some beer into the story. Look where it got me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we have the 3 gone.
They're gonna name the next frat house after.
Oh, but I guess we have to like actually pull them, right?
yeah. You put those ones back in.
Do you want to put it on the
Pre-pull the
map
first
to
3?
start off with?
Yeah, just put them on top. It doesn't count if the tower falls during resetup.
I figured.
Do you want it on that map? Or will that make it worse? I guess
Oh
it's
no, I
squishy.
think this is okay. Makes it a little more challenging.
But I believe
junky.
since you have lost someone,
Mm-hmm.
we need more blocks pulled.
Oh, great. Look, here's one. Here you go. Okay. Probably more than one.
Rip.
Well, actually, it's 3 for every player fewer than 5. So now that you are down to 3, that means it needs to be a total of 6 pulled. So you need to pull 2 more from that tower.
What?
Wow.
3 blocks for every 1 less than 5 that you have.
We got this. We got this.
Okay.
So I'm dead. Because you said I'm motionless.
Not yet.
Okay.
Well,
But you had to
right
pull
now
more
you're not
blocks.
moving.
I run over and check you.
But you had to pull
And
3
Taylor
more blocks.
Mm-hmm.
When you knock the tower over, you are removed from the game.
Oh. Okay.
There will be no more pulls for you. Unfortunately.
The tribe has spoken.
Yeah, the tribe has spoken. The creature has spoken. You saw nothing. All you know is that he fell. You don't know what was at the top of that cliff with him.
But I'm still like,
Mm-hmm.
whichever one.
Pull
What are you
to
gonna
see
do?
if you are able
Paralyzed
to
and
hold on
sit
to the
in
cliff.
fear.
Oh, you guys see if you can still
Pull
hold
to
on.
see if you are able to pull yourself up to the cliff without falling, because that rope went slack very, very quickly, and you had to
Oh.
scramble. But
That would have been crazy.
your adrenaline kicked in, and that survival instinct kicked in, and you were able to pull yourself and scramble to the top. You see nothing there, but you look down and you see again the motionless body of a Bruce Dwayne at the bottom. You rush over.
Mhm. Bruce! Bruce!
Nothing. He's not breathing.
Okay, somebody
No
just doesn't
pulse.
fall off. What happened?
Crushed, bones crushed from the impact of the fall. He fell in an interesting way. He fell in such a way where it looked like he didn't fall forward,
Mhm.
is what I'm saying, and you all saw this. Not you, because you were a little bit busy, but both of you
Mhm.
noticed right before he fell, it looked like he had turned around.
Oh.
And he fell backwards.
Guys, please tell me what's happening down there.
He fell.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Captain Obvious, really, tell me what's happening.
He fell.
It looked like something pushed him. I don't know what happened. He was looking back. I don't know what happened. He's dead. He's gone. He's worse than
What do
Skippy.
we do now? Am I coming back down? What's happening?
I don't know. Can you come back down? Can you? Do you even know how to climb?
No!
Jump. We'll catch you.
Oh my
Jump.
gosh. Are we really going to try to catch her? That's what I say to her. I'm like, Wiener, are we really going to try to catch her? What?
She shouldn't jump.
What?
Just hurry and scale. You guys, hurry.
No, there's something up there already. You need to come down.
You look
Yeah.
around and see nothing.
There's nothing here.
You're not even all the way up. You're halfway up.
No, she got all the
I'm
way.
at the
She got all
top,
the
you
way up.
fool.
Oh.
She had just been able to reach that top ledge before he fell.
There's literally
Gretchen,
nothing
what do you wanna do?
here.
We got Skippy here. We can't take him now.
Is Skippy still alive?
Breathing. Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Unconscious.
We can't. We literally can't get him up there now. What do you want to do?
I think we should get her back down and we can use the boats. Or the rafts. Or whatever they're called.
Well, you tell her that. I'll start loading him up.
Okay. You
I'm
need,
starting to load up the boat.
you need to come back down here because we are taking the rafts and we are leaving.
Is the rope still anchored from when he threw down?
Did you anchor the rope or were you holding it? Yeah. You anchored it. Yeah, it's anchored.
Use the rope to anchor to rappel down, and let's get out of here. Let's get on the boats and get out of here.
Make
Fine.
Make sure your leg doesn't fall off though.
Just randomly fall off.
So does it come down? Like, are you coming down?
I'm coming right now.
All right. Did I throw every?
Don't rush me.
Hurry up.
I
Throwing
only have
stuff in
one
the boat.
leg.
We don't
Make a
got all
pull.
day.
Oh.
Can I take
This
one of
clip,
these
man.
cups?
Yeah.
This clip's gonna be the end of the party.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
You're able to get down.
Yay.
Going down, a controlled fall.
Yeah, I
in
was gonna
this
say, I
case
got
was
down.
easier than going up. Yeah, he did it, no problem. He was quick.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Get in the boats. Let's go. Let's go. We get in the water. It can only doggy
What
paddle.
do you do with Skippy and Bruce's body?
We leave him.
Bruce is there.
No,
We got
they're in the
Skippy.
boat.
But
We
They're
kept
both
Bruce.
in the boat together.
He's dead though.
mm,
He was not breathing. He's gone. He's
Not alive.
the
Well,
wolf.
we can't
The
leave his
wolf.
body.
The wolf will
We
distract him.
cannot leave his body.
Okay,
He's
fine.
going with us
well,
in the
let's
boat.
let's take a piece of him with us. And so I
Take
go
his-
take his necklace off of
Skippy?
because
No,
Like,
we're taking Skippy.
I know there's something weird about this. Bruce is a big dude, big fratty, big fratty. So
We're taking
this was not normal.
Ready?
So I'm like I know it's gonna sound crazy. Like this wolf is not normal.
We're taking Skippy. Or we're leaving Bruce. Because there's two rats.
Guys, I don't.
Why?
think
Because Bruce
this
is dead.
I don't think this
Okay.
is the right thing to do. I think we should take them both in our raft.
I don't think we need Bruce.
You guys can ride in one raft. We can
Unless
fold
if
the
we
two
can, like,
together.
give him CPR
I will
or
ride in the
something.
raft with him. It'll be okay.
Well, then wait.
Okay. I'm gonna. Gretchen, help me real quick. We get Skippy into one of the boats.
Maybe we should take
Okay.
both of them.
We know where Bruce is. He's not gonna walk anywhere. Let's just go and we'll just go. We'll figure
we
it out.
can't just leave him here.
Why?
Well, then we'll put him on your boat.
If you died, do you think we'd leave you here?
Yes, you would, because it makes sense economically.
We can put Bruce on her boat.
That's what I said.
All right, fine. We'll put Bruce in the other boat, and when we start getting in the boats.
Okay. No bodies left behind.
No
Nobody's left behind.
You return.
tents are left behind though, and we got like our packs. That's it.
You got your packs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, Bruce packed up his tent, so we might have his since we took his pack.
Yeah, his pack fell with him.
Okay.
Some of it might be a little crushed.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really do much to help break your fall.
And then are
It
we?
may have caused some more damage on impact.
And we're in a boat.
You are in your boats, back on the river at night.
What the hell was that?
So
Tell me you guys
you've
saw it.
decided now you're going to be traveling through the night.
Yes.
With and we all have flashlights.
With a dead person.
One dead
And a
person
half-dead
and one
person.
half dead person.
Okay. So, you're going to continue. Are you looking for another campsite? Are you going to try to just go through the
No,
night?
we're just trying to go through the night.
Spend the night on the rafts then.
Yep. And at this point, we have.
Are we all staying awake?
At this point, we have tied our boats together, tied our rafts together, so that they are joined together,
Okay.
Like
okay.
front to back?
Yes.
side to side.
No, because then it could become narrow.
Yeah.
And then we
Front to
won't
back.
fit.
We're front to back.
Are you going to go through the night without sleeping?
We'll take turns. We're gonna take shifts.
Oh, let me guess. It's my shift.
No, you were up last, and
Okay.
you woke everyone up. I will take the first shift.
I'm not going to sleep. Like, they're going to say it's their shift, but
You're staying awake.
I think it's, I think
He
everything's
can
too
just
weird.
Close his eyes.
Everything's too weird, and I'm just,
Insane. You are an insane person.
like, I'm
you're
like one of
good.
those people, like, where I'm like this on
Yeah.
the raft, but I'm looking, and I'm, like, shining my flashlight. Anyway,
You can
Mhm.
lay your head on
Insane.
Skip's
Mhm.
body and just close
I'm
your
telling you
eyes.
guys, this is not normal. That's not a wolf. That's something else.
Are you the one that believes in werewolves?
Thank you. Finally, someone said the word. Actually, I bet this is something weird like that. I'm not saying it's a werewolf, but it might not be a werewolf.
But you just said it was a werewolf.
But she said it was a werewolf.
You're insane.
I said, are you the one that believes in werewolves?
Yes, of course I believe. You don't believe in werewolves?
No, not really.
Do you believe in vampires?
Did he tell you?
But you believe in werewolves.
No.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's not like Twilight where there's like two groups and they like fall in love with each other. It's not like that. I mean, this is like a real thing that can happen. There can be werewolves. So when I was little,
He told you that he believed in werewolves? How did you
You're
know?
telling the story as you are going
Yeah.
down the river. You are traveling. You are gaining ground.
so one time I was camping. Shocker. I've been camping a lot.
More
I
camping
swear I
stories.
saw the same thing.
One time I was camping
You're in your backyard.
and there was a white figure in the distance. And it was.
In your backyard?
Yeah. I shined my light on it. And it was really sparkly.
That's a vampire. That's not a. Didn't you see Twilight? Like I said.
What is this
I think she's just
Twilight
being funny.
thing?
I think she's just being
Insert
funny.
name of generic book here.
Yes, sir. So what did you see?
A white figure.
I saw like beady eyes, like something similar to what we've been seeing, and it's
Oh,
been
wait.
freaking me out ever since. This is the same thing. It's been following me. I've
So
seen
the-
this before.
Maybe it's
Famous
after
now.
you
Yeah.
because
What'd
it
you do
knows
with it?
you math and
It
can't
wants,
lie.
it wants to know your.
Let's have a
your math
conversation
skills.
for intelligent people.
Okay.
Yes.
If you're awake right now, you'd be like, oh,
What did you see? What was it exactly? It was sparkly. It was white. What I didn't see was it was not sparkly and white. It was furry, like a man person. Well, a man person is a man and a person, but furrier.
and he thought he was intelligent.
Yes,
you're
it was the
hallucinating.
same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yes.
So you've seen it before too. You've
Yes.
never seen anything like this before, ever.
I have not.
Are you lying?
I am not.
She doesn't go camping very often, remember?
This is not like a camping thing. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. But I mean,
Well, you've only
Did-
seen it when you go camping, so it must be a camping thing.
so you're saying it's real?
No.
What?
I never saw anything. And you
I'm just
have
gonna
said
continue scan. Like,
Yeah,
and you have
scanning.
said that Bruce died because of this thing. You think that Skippy was attacked by this thing that you're talking about? I have seen no real proof.
At this point, Skippy sits bolt upright in the raft,
wait, Skippy.
rocking the boat with a scream. Looking
just-
around frantically. Scream. His eyes aren't able to
Which
focus
boat
on
is he in
anything.
your boat
Which
or-
boat is he in?
He's in your boat.
He's in
Okay.
your boat.
He's in your boat.
He sits
Bruce
bolt
is in my
upright
boat.
next to
Oh, wait, yeah,
right
he's
next to
in
you.
my boat.
Ah!
What? What? What?
Skippy,
Monster.
we need to call him.
Monster?
Teeth, shredding, tearing. He's just going crazy.
Monster.
See?
He's frantic. He's looking around. He's looking at you, eyes unable to really focus, clawing at you. Where is it?
I don't know.
Where is it?
I've seen it too.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, me neither. See, I told you guys. There's
And
something
he passes out again.
Oh.
Make a pull. Just before he passes out, you notice something strange about his eyes.
Oh, weak.
Push him off. Push him off. Push him off.
Guys.
You're not sure if you're imagining it because of your heightened fear and just really being on edge, very, very jumpy. But you thought the light was reflecting from his eyes in a very odd way before he passed out again. That momentary outburst. Senses not really about him.
Guys,
What?
just trust me on
He
this.
seems feverish.
I grab
Warmer to the touch.
the silver.
You steal his pendant.
I take it off him.
You steal his pendant.
Yeah, and I flip him over the water. I flip him out of the raft.
Neither of you are in the boat with him.
No.
Right?
Mm-mm.
So you just see
No,
him.
she is.
I am.
You see
No.
him yank this something from Skippy's neck. The light kind of glints off of it. You see it's a silver pendant. Skippy just splashes into the water,
What the hell
Starts
are you
floating.
doing?
I'm telling you.
floating away. I mean, honestly, you guys are going downstream, so still floating downstream along with you, face down in the water.
Skippy.
Guys, I'm telling you. Something's wrong with Skippy.
Skippy is
There's
no
a-
longer with you.
There's.
Your guide.
I'm telling you, that thing's chasing us. I'm telling you, it's something.
You're telling us
different.
nothing.
It's something different.
Different.
You're starting to get very uncomfortable with how unstable he's acting.
Yeah, you're kind of.
You don't really feel comfortable in the same boat with him anymore.
Yeah, you're kind of weird.
We're getting in the other boat. I don't care.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, you're gonna need silver.
Okay.
Ah,
I think you've
I think it's
seen
werewolves.
one too many werewolf movies. You have no idea.
Do you have
what
any
you're
silver?
talking
Do you guys
about.
have any silver?
You're a
I
lunatic.
have a pendant my grandma gave me when I was 16.
Oh, so you okay? I got this rape whistle. I don't know why I brought it, but I knew it was gonna come in handy,
Is it silver?
and it's silver. So you need silver. And I'm gonna give her
You're right.
not your rape whistle. I'm keeping this rape whistle. I got it from my grandmother.
Grandmother.
And you take Skippy's pendant and keep it with you. You're gonna need it. Okay. It might not be a rape whistle. That's what I use it for.
She was a lifeguard, but yeah, we'll go with
Okay. In a bit of stunned and very uncomfortable silence,
That was my impractical item, by the way, that I brought with me on this trip.
every character has something. So you continue on with Skippy's body very awkwardly kind of floating along in the river beside you guys.
And I kind of like, if it gets close enough, I like kind of like just
You
poke
just
it
push
away.
it.
Yeah.
Eventually, the flow of the river is able to kind of push it because things kind of get pushed to the side of the banks. It travels on for a while with you folks. You guys are able to use the paddles. You're able to pass by the floating body of Skippy, the happy-go-lucky trail guide who's led his last group of students into the canyon. Kind of ends up getting lodged between some rocks on the other side of the riverbank. You continue along. None of you are sleeping?
Nope.
Did anybody actually get any sleep?
Nope.
Nope.
You're pulling all-nighters then.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the first one.
Okay,
That was the
got
only.
it.
That was the first all-nighter. Yeah.
We gotta be.
I will need... You've already pulled.
Mhm.
I will need both of you to make a pull to see how well you are able to stay awake through the night. While also steering around the rocks.
Oh.
Because at this point, the river is starting to get choppier, and you notice that your pace is starting to pick up.
Oh, going left.
Whoa.
Very nice.
Whoa.
Very
Oh,
nice.
hasty there.
Mind your business,
Woo.
Blake.
You guys are in the lead boat.
Do we need 2 boats? I'm just like hanging out right here in the back boat.
Well, yeah,
Do we
Bruce is
need
in the
2
boat
boats?
with you.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Bruce
sitting.
sits bolt upright, starts screaming.
I'm just sitting like next to a dead guy, and I'm like running my flashlight,
Because the
I'm
boats are
seriously
tied
thinking-
together, right?
and I'm seriously
Right.
thinking
So you
about.
guys are doing all the rowing
Yeah.
right now.
Yep.
Then
And I'm seriously thinking about flipping him over next.
He didn't get attacked though.
I know.
He just
I know, but I'm just thinking about it.
stopped.
you're paranoid.
Yeah.
You're paranoid
Mhm.
now. You're jumping shadows. Every now and then, you feel like you see something moving in the water. You shine your light. Nothing is there.
I'm telling you guys.
These small disturbances are starting to happen more and more for you.
Maybe you're the one that's a werewolf.
If I was a werewolf,
Maybe we should flip
I wouldn't be
you
able to wear
over.
this.
You
whistle.
feel something bump into the side of your raft.
Ah!
You let out a scream.
I
You
blow my
look
whistle.
over. You blow your whistle. You blow your werewolf whistle.
Yes.
It seems like it was just a rock. Because at this point you're getting closer to some rapids
Oh.
in the river. You notice up ahead, and you even take out the map to look with your flashlight, and you do see some of the faint markings along the river, a few meters ahead of you of rapids.
Guys, let's combine boats before we get to the rapids.
You're going to have to navigate through this first level of rapids, but you know that there are some farther down the river. You can either try to get out of the river beforehand because it is dark. It is nighttime still.
Yeah. Let's get out.
It's up to
Walk
you.
our boat.
You
There's
either
a
keep
wolf.
going. You
There is a
also
werewolf.
wonder, would it be hard for a wolf to follow you through rapids?
Let's just go through the rapids.
Oh, jeez.
You want me to die?
Let's go through the
Yeah,
rapids in one
You're
boat.
sorry.
In one boat.
In one boat.
We gotta do it quick. So I jump into the other boat.
Drag
And we
in front of
untie-
with
We
both.
untie
Like you guys
the
are gonna help me
drivers.
over, right?
What about Bruce?
Make a pull.
Thanks.
You're jumping from one boat to the other
Yeah.
while you
Make
are
a pull.
picking up speed in rockier waters.
jeez.
You stand up. As you stand up, you feel the wobble of the raft beneath you.
Oh no.
Because there's not quite enough weight in the raft, especially now that you dumped Skippy overboard with just you and Bruce's lifeless body, to be able to keep it steady as you get to your feet, slipping slightly because some of the water has splashed up into the boat.
Oh jeez.
You load your legs, getting ready to spring, opting to leave your pack behind, even, so that you don't have extra weight holding you down as you jump from one raft to the other. Out of the corner of your eye, right before you jump, you think you see more. Another pair of those glowing yellow eyes.
No. Ah!
On the cliff,
You're making me laugh.
looking down at you. You feel the gaze burning into you as you jump.
Shouldn't have.
You think that you feel your front foot connect to the raft. Are you gonna pause it again?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel your foot make contact with the front raft. But because of the slickness, the water coming up from the river, you slip, you fall. You are just barely able to claw your hands frantically against the side of the raft before you are swept underneath, into the rocks, into the water, to be swept away. All goes dark. As your last moments of consciousness, you feel your body being swept away by the river until
I knew it was a werewolf.
You see nothing else.
All that
You
karma.
two, as we rebuild the tower now, include these ones, these 6. You're going to have to pull a total of 9 now.
Oh gosh.
Because you have lost another one of your classmates, another fellow
The
student.
odds being anything.
As they build that tower, you two are now alone.
Yeah, let's do that.
You are in the raft by yourselves. You are still kind of towing along because they were tied together. The one empty raft, not completely empty, still has Bruce Dwayne's body in it. But Blake Derrick is nowhere to be seen.
Nobody likes people with 2 names anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. They say women live longer than men. That one doesn't count.
Yeah.
All right, pull 9. 9 from the tower, if you
Wow.
please. No. Isn't this
I
fun?
can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
Oh, here, since it's just the 2 of you, hold on.
Oh.
Here, hold on. Since it's just the 2 of you.
Yeah, because this doesn't count if it falls.
Get it closer.
That's true. It doesn't count if
Yeah.
it falls during setup.
And we'll reset it. Like,
3.
unless you want one over here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Stop taking from the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked out really well last time.
Top.
Now we're here.
Start from the top.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I get the
8.
reference.
One more. I said
There we go. There's your 9.
Bruce figured out he's in hell because he just saw Blake.
But hey, you
Alright.
brought beer. Okay, there's beer in hell.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that my beer was coarse, so it was silver bullets.
Alright.
Not effective.
All right. The 2 of you sit for a few moments in shocked silence. As 1 minute
You started.
Blake was there, the next he was not. But you still have rapids coming up that you have to attempt to navigate through. Are you going to move forward to the rapids?
Yes. And we're also going to untie the second raft.
Sorry, Bruce. Drifting. Oh no. Okay, so you're able to untie the raft.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little bit more steady, a little bit more easy to maneuver through the rapids. I will have one of you make a pull for the rapids.
Oh.
Whoever is kind of in the lead, we'll say, in terms of trying to steer and guide the boat through.
Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Yeah,
Do you wanna?
No, go ahead.
no. I just wanted you to say yes, so I didn't have to.
So
wait.
here's another thing. Here's another thing. To go through the rapids, you would typically need about 3 people to maneuver through them effectively.
You must go rapidly.
Oh, you got rid of your third one.
So-
just a second
Told
ago.
you you shouldn't have gotten rid of
So
That was your anchor.
Yeah.
I actually, in that case, I actually will need both of you to make a pull because this is going to be more challenging and it will require the full maximum effort from you both in order to navigate through these rapids.
That's
So-
not even like, oh.
If we get down to 1, do they just have to talk to themselves the rest of the trip?
They still have to try to survive.
That's not even.
It'll
like,
probably go pretty
you
quick.
can't-
Stop touching.
You can't put one in between there though.
Yeah, fix that.
Somebody, you gotta put.
That's yours.
Oh,
this
my
is
bad.
mine.
Okay. There were a few moments where you were worried that the boat might capsize because the weight is not evenly distributed. You don't have a full crew on this raft. You need at least 3, even better if there are 4 in a raft to go through the rapids. But you made it through somehow. Perhaps luck is actually in your favor now. Perhaps things are turning around a little bit as the river calms once more and the moon is high in the sky. So, you are exhausted. You still have a bit farther to go. You continue along the river until the next morning's sun begins to rise and the sky is light once more. What would you like to do? Are you going to stop and try to rest because you are both starting to feel very exhausted?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We're going to continue, and one
No.
of us is going to sleep at a time.
Oh.
You're going to take turns sleeping?
Yep.
Who is staying awake?
I will stay awake.
So you will sleep. as you sleep, your dreams are troubled. Some of those figures that you remember seeing in the past, you imagine as you are dreaming that some of them are sitting in the boat beside you. Not doing anything, just watching. It's a weird dream. You're sleep deprived. Weird stuff's been happening. That's all.
Okay.
Make a pull as you continue to row because you are sleep deprived. In your state,
Oh.
having that was like butter.
Easy.
That was just smooth.
You put some Crisco on
You are
it.
you're able to continue to lead the boat. Almost a renewed sense of strength, whether you're imagining it or not. Just the desire to survive. The things that you have been through in your life, the things that you have survived up to this point, like hell you're gonna stop here. Those two knuckleheads were lost. It is sad. It's weighing on you. But somewhere in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, it was kind of from their own doing, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
You haven't seen anything of this creature, whatever this may be.
Nothing.
The rest of the party, you think this is just a horrible, horrible happenstance. However, as more of your group dies or disappears or is wounded in some way, a little bit voice of doubt starts to speak up in your mind. Maybe there is something weird out there. You start to look around a little bit, look over your shoulder a little bit more. But nothing else happens, and eventually it is time for you to sleep and for you to wake and take the helm of your raft. Are you drawing P circles?
No, it's a tombstone.
Tombstone.
Oh, it's a tombstone. Well, you have to draw one for everyone. Did you bring enough for the class?
Urchin Wieners.
Huh.
It's your turn. I can
Gotcha.
no longer stay awake.
You sleep immediately. You wake up, you feel more rested, a little bit unsettled. Make a pull as now you guide the raft for the rest of the day. Night is now beginning to fall again. And you start to think, you still got a bit farther to go. You're gonna have to camp one more time before you get to this ranch. Are you gonna stay on the river, or are you going to actually camp?
She's talking to you. I'm asleep.
We can stay on the river.
So you have an option, because you are still tired. You can either keep rowing, or you think, looking alongside the riverbank, you could find a spot with enough of a natural barrier with the cliffs and outcroppings where you might be able to wedge the raft. You can sleep on the raft.
Oh, no.
You like that one? You don't want to go on land, you want to stay on the raft. Okay, so you are able to guide the raft as you are beginning to wake. Explains the idea. You can use the rope to fasten the raft. There is an outcropping, not quite like a cave, but it has enough of a shelter above you to the point where it's like a little cove, you know. Not on land, but out of the main central stream of the river. So you start to prepare to sleep there and take some rest for the night. Even though both of you have slept before, you'll probably need more sleep. You are hungry. You might do a little bit of fishing if you want to. What would you like to do? You're both awake now. Do you need to reflect on what just happened with all this? Eventually, you do see the other raft. Now that you're moored, you see the other empty raft without his body in it float past you along the river. It went through the rapids. It looks kind of beat up, but since they're kind of like bigger inflatable rafts, just kind of buffing it around. But there's no body in it. Could have fallen out through the rapids with no one guiding the ship. No one guiding the boat. So, Do you both go to sleep here, or do one of you
No,
stay
we'll take
awake?
shifts.
Who's taking the first shift?
Me.
Ooh, the last page.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you have anchored the raft. Sleeping, sitting here is uncomfortable. It's hard for you to sleep. You hear more splashing in the water as you start to drift off to sleep, but your exhausted body doesn't allow you to stay awake any longer. You need rest. Your mind, your body have been on edge throughout this whole experience, this whole ordeal. You are also tired. Make a pull for me. As you sit there, trying to watch out for things. There are a few points during your watch where you feel as though something is watching you. You see shadows in the water coming by. The raft had already gone by. Another one looks like it could be some sort of mass in the water. Your mind is filling in a description of a body of one of your comrades here, drifting by. Could be Bruce, could be Blake, could be Skippy, you don't know who. But it sends a chill down your spine.
Gretchen Wieners.
It's about halfway through the night.
It's time to go.
No, you've got a watch too. It's not quite morning yet. So you have to sleep now as well. So you go to sleep?
No.
No, you stay awake
I'm
with her,
staying awake, yes.
continuing to watch?
Oh, if she's awake, I'm sleeping, I guess.
Yeah.
But she just said
Yep. So now you keep watch. Make a poll.
Oh my gosh.
As you're keeping watch, several long, drawn-out minutes go by. You hear a splash upstream from you, from the direction that you came from, almost as if something had jumped into the water from above. You sit bolt upright as you look. You think momentarily about waking Jamesy Jones up. Jamesy, can you just call you Jamesy? You think about waking Jamesy up, but you're not quite sure what it is. You listen. As still as you can, quieting your breathing as much as you can, telling your heartbeat even to quiet down. Nothing. A few seconds go by, and something heavy rams into the side of your raft as a shape, a figure, comes out from the water, leaps onto your raft. It's not a wolf, but it is standing on 2 feet. Eyes glowing more red now than yellow from the little bit of light reflecting from it. It's a werewolf.
Oh, I told you.
Huge, like 7 foot tall figure covered in black fur. Weirdly seeming to be wearing some oddly familiar scraps of fabric and clothing. You think you see the remnants of Skippy's jean shorts on this wolf, on this figure. Well, here's the thing. It's not really a Skippy anymore. It's going to immediately try to reach out and grab you. It's attacking you. The werewolf's attacking you.
What do you do? What do you do?
So,
Tickle.
what do? It's going to reach out and try to grab you. If you don't do anything, you are awakened by the rocking of the boat. It's not quite on even footing. It's not quite on even footing. It leapt onto the raft with such weight that you were almost thrown from the raft. What do? It's going to come at you. It's going to reach out and grab you by the arm.
If you don't stop me, it's just gonna keep going.
Oh, we can.
What do you do? It's gonna reach out. It has you by the arm now.
Oh, it's a
Yes,
Get
it's a
that
small
quick.
raft.
Yeah.
It's a small raft. It's coming out.
I'm gonna swing the paddle and hit it and knock it off of the raft.
You're gonna try to knock it off of the raft.
Yeah.
Pull.
Whoa.
Pull.
Do it. For
You were so paralyzed by just the shock of seeing this figure in front of you. You could do nothing. Paralyzed in fear, you felt claws digging into the flesh of your arm when out of nowhere the blade of an oar comes, and you weren't quite able to reach its head necessarily, but you're getting it right in the ribs, trying to knock it back. It does stumble back, but it takes you with him.
Oh.
My bad.
Yeah, they do
Stumble back
something.
into the water, both of
Oh.
them.
Is it like have me in the air, or am I like?
It
close to
grabbed
his
you.
head?
It reached out to grab you.
And it fell backwards.
Yeah.
Fell
do something.
backwards.
And
You are now
you're, like, on
falling
top of
into
it.
the water with this werewolf figure.
I can.
It's attempting to bite into you.
I can punch it in the eyes.
Pull.
Or kick it or something. Get
Yeah,
that quick.
kick it,
Get
punch
quick.
it, bop it.
Bop it, twisted. You are going to try to lash out as much as you can now that your mind has sudden clarity and those initial moments of shock have passed by. You're going to lash out. You feel the skin tearing beneath its claws on your left arm, but you're trying to lash out. You're punching it in the face. You try to do that thing where you punch it in the nose. It doesn't seem to have quite the effect you were hoping for, but it did at least loosen its grasp on you. You now find yourself being swept through the river with this werewolf. It's going to try to keep swimming towards you. It lost its grip on you, but it is still reaching out towards you, still in pursuit. What do you guys do? Tell me what collectively you are doing. So you are in the water.
They're
now.
in the water.
Yeah. What are
I
you
knocked
doing?
him into the water, and I'm like trying to row the boat.
Okay,
And you
so you
can
have to
throw-
untie the boat.
Right.
Yeah. And then you could like throw the rope out to me, and I can like swim towards it.
Okay.
Girl, you guys have already been swept. I've been
I know,
untying
but
the boat.
if we're
I'm like
swept
trying to get us
away,
out of the
then
cove.
you're going to
I'm
come
trying to,
towards
like-
us. Then you're
to
gonna
row my boat.
Okay, so in the time it takes for you to untie the raft and start paddling back to the center of the river, they're already a few meters downriver. It's going to try to reach out to you again, pulls you in. It's going to try to bite.
gonna kick it and
You're
punch
going to keep kicking it?
Mhm.
Pull. You are locked in combat with this werewolf.
Mhm.
Sinks its teeth into your shoulder,
Oh.
Good job.
but you are able to somehow wedge an arm between its jaws and your neck. Where do you keep your pendant from your grandmother? Is it around your neck? Okay. He's not able to go for your neck, but he's going to keep trying to sink teeth into your shoulders, but you're kind of wedging. So you're keeping the teeth at bay. You're bleeding heavily now into the water as you are still swept through, but you are still alive. You're still surviving. What are you doing? You're going to try to catch up to them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm rowing my boat.
Pull, because you're trying to row as fast as you possibly can. Adrenaline kicking in again. You know that there is another stretch of rapids up ahead. You just make that look easy. You think that you start to close in the distance between them. You're closing that gap. You're trying to get to her as quickly as you can. Do you shout out anything? You know that farther down the river, you guys are going to reach it before you're really ready for it, potentially. You know there's another stretch of rapids because you've been looking at the map.
Watch out for the rocks.
In the water behind you, you hear another splash. You look behind,
And there's another wolf.
there's another one. Skippy didn't die when you pushed him in the water. Or at least you don't know.
He
There's no
morphed.
confirmation.
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
That's a thing. The guide can turn. So, you don't know who that one is.
Right.
You guys think that this one could be Skippy.
You get a sense for it.
So what are you doing?
I'm
Is the
attempting.
talking thing here?
Oh,
I'm
not bad.
attempting, in the boat while I'm trying to row the boat
I'm still fighting
away
the other
from
wolf.
this wolf.
Yeah.
I'm still.
I'm attempting to use the radio.
You're attempting to use the radio.
Yeah, to see if I'm yelling Mayday on the radio
Okay.
and switching the channels and trying to row at the same time.
Okay.
I'm panicking.
You're panicking, trying to row one-armed, using the radio with the other.
Yeah.
You're going through the channels, static. You're crying. You are yelling out until your voice is hoarse, just trying to get any sort of response whatsoever. You hear a broken voice coming through as you get out of one of the more narrowed parts of the canyon. So you know eventually it is going to open up. You have more of a clear sky ahead of you. Come in. Where are you? Who is this? Do you need help?
Yes, we need help. Let me look on the map.
Where are you? Do you need help? What's going on?
Yes,
the
there are
typical kind
There are
stuff.
werewolves! They're chasing us! We're gonna die!
Make another pull as you are attempting to dislodge yourself from this werewolf, who the more you fight back, that instinct is kicking in. It's biting deeper into your shoulder. You're bleeding very heavily to the point where it's going to be hard for you to use this arm much longer, but you are able to get a solid kick as much as you are able to into like its torso and try to launch yourself away from it, kind of at an angle. You're attempting to avoid the rapids up ahead, so you momentarily have a little bit of a reprieve. You're trying to swim, but it hurts. This arm is not really functioning, but you're doing your best to try to frantically get to the other side. You did not hear the splash behind the raft. You chance a look behind you as you're screaming into the radio, and you see another form moving much faster than the raft. It reaches out, slices the side of the raft. Your speed starts to slow. Make a pull. You are swimming towards the shore.
Oh,
Oh, that's wonky. Okay. What do you do?
I swim.
You're swimming?
I have
You
to.
jump overboard the raft?
Well,
Yeah.
my raft deflated, right?
It is deflating.
It's deflating.
It's deflating. You are closer to the opposite bank from where she is swimming. You guys are going to be on opposite sides of the river now.
I'm swimming.
Where are you swimming?
I'm swimming to the opposite bank.
To the opposite side, so you're splitting up.
We have to.
Yeah.
Every man for themselves.
Okay, so you get the raft as close as you can and try to scramble to the other side. Unless you guys come up with something pretty clever, there are cliffs. There are potentially things around you. You have your packs. You have things in your packs. Do you remember some of the items I listed out before? You have your flashlights. You have flares. You have rope.
Oh, I'm setting this puppy on
There are
fire.
lots of rocks. Lots of rocks around too, because your wolf, as you are on the shore now, is starting to also climb up onto the bank. So you have some time to figure out what you want to do if you are going to try to survive this. You're down the raft. Farther downstream, past the rapids, because you're right on the cusp of the rapids, you see the other raft on the other side. You'd still have to be able to make it through the rapids, or at least go along the edges of the river to get to it, but there is another raft down there. You think that if you can get there quickly enough, at least one of you might survive. What are you going to do? How are you going to do this? Because I think within the next couple of pulls, this could be over.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you have a way for both of you to survive? Because you're on different sides of the bank now.
We gotta do something.
You gotta decide quick. Time keeps going as you're thinking.
Could throw rocks at the wolf
Mm-hmm.
and like
Skippy
like
wolf?
yeah, like good sized rocks
Mm-hmm.
to see if it like hits it hard enough that it like tries to like it like messes it up for a minute, and then I could like jump back into the water or something and like try to swim down to where I know where the other raft is.
Okay. Because you now see, you know that this wolf is going to keep following you unless you do something about it. And now, from your vantage point on the other side of the bank, you do see another wolf going for her. So you can run and have just one wolf pursue you. You can attempt to draw attention away, have both wolves chase you, because it's going to be harder for you to run. Do you have a prosthetic? Or are you on like, okay, I was about to say.
I'm a prosthetic.
Yeah, okay, so
So I
you
have
can
2
run.
legs.
You can run. Maybe it's one of those really cool ones that's kind of like a springy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you keep saying, I have 1.5 legs. It's like, yeah, but... Yar. So, the raft is on the other side of the river from you.
Yep.
Past the rapids. If that makes sense for the visual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what do you do? Are you going to try to just fight back with this wolf?
She can have her own wolf.
Yeah,
I'm
I
Okay.
have lit a flare.
Everyone out for themselves.
I have lit a flare.
You've lit a flare. Okay.
I have lit a flare.
Okay. Are you throwing it, jabbing it,
So
stabbing it?
as of right now, I'm like trying
Okay.
to keep it at bay, keep it,
Okay.
a distance between the two of us because it is,
Yeah.
not liking.
It doesn't seem to actually like the fire.
Right.
So, without making you pull for that, you have your back now up against another outcropping, against the side of the canyon, holding this flare out in front of you for as long as you can. It's growling, it's snarling, it's trying to keep closing in on you with the distance, but it's not willing to get too close to that flare just yet. You are throwing rocks at yours, right? Make a pull to see if you have enough strength and energy and wits about you to be effective with this. And you could try to run and scramble across the uneven ground between here and the end of the rapids. You don't have to go back into the water. You are able to lob some pretty heavy stones right into the wolf's face. It lets out a yelp of pain and staggers back, giving you an opportunity to bolt. So you are going to run. You are bolting. Make another pull because this is uneven, slippery ground. You don't want to fall into the water because you will not be able to make it unless you scramble around the side of this riverbank. You are almost at the raft. Do you chance a look behind you or do you just dive for that raft?
Dive for the raft.
There's no oar.
I'm paddled.
You are paddling. You are in the raft. You are paddling as far as you can. You look behind you. That wolf is attempting to follow. You were quick. It's a little bit slower on those rapids. The flare is almost out. It's an emergency flare. What do you do? Do you go down fighting? You see her running, and just as she's hitting the raft, your flare goes out. You see the other wolf attempting to follow her, and you've got one right in front of you. If you try to get the other wolf's attention, she may survive.
Yeah.
You're gonna try that?
Yeah.
What do you do to try to get its attention?
I scream. I don't.
You just scream, let out. Too bad you don't have that whistle. I think it went down
my
with
rape whistle.
Wolf whistle.
Yes, like a dog whistle.
Maybe that's why he didn't turn. I mean, neither of you did, as far as we know.
We're watching from above.
From a
I don't know.
better place? Okay, so you let out a blood-curdling scream.
And it startles the other wolf.
Make a pull. What do you do? So describe how, basically, you sacrifice yourself.
Sacrifice yourself. You
in
can't just
this.
pull and then
Well,
make a save.
What?
as you are paddling down the river, you see her starting to put distance between, the wolves and you. Is the map still in there? You know that towards the end of this river, you will eventually hit the ranch. You are bleeding heavily.
The map is in my pack.
She's got the map. You don't have the radio. You've got nothing. All you have is the flow of the river and this raft, and you're just going and not looking behind. You hear a blood-curdling scream behind you, a yell. Not necessarily a scream purely in terror, but a scream in anger, in frustration, at all these events that have come to pass. How do you go out? The other wolf, you have its attention. What do you do? Describe your last moments.
I'm like swinging and I'm swinging.
You throw yourselves. You take.
In slow motion.
Well,
You have two
and-
flares.
Oh yeah, and I pull
You
another
take another
flare,
one out.
And I'm like, Yippee-ki-yay, mother! And as I turn to run,
Mm-hmm.
the one where Wolf, he throws his arm out and he grabs my pack from behind,
Oh no,
and
Jerry.
then the
Not Dora's backpack.
Yes.
he catches my backpack with his talons, with his fingers, and the other wolf descends on me, and it's like a wolf sandwich.
All right. You don't see any of this happening, but you hear the scream. You hear the snarls. Moments later, you hear a howl. As you finally reach, you are now within sight of that ranch. It doesn't seem like the wolves are following. Perhaps there's something else that's keeping their attention. You're eaten, basically ripped to shreds. You're like, yeah, you're not going to turn into a werewolf later.
I might.
There's not going to be much left. Nah. These wolves were hunting. You made it. Bloodied, kind of ripped to shreds a bit with a single raft. If you even have your pack on you still, because you were thrown into the river, you probably don't even really have anything with you. Just the pendant from your grandmother and anything else that you would have kept like in your pockets. Maybe that journal still from Skippy. And you walk up to the ranch. That's it. You made it. You are safe. Now you're going to have to, if there was a sequel, you would have to find a way to explain all of this. But you have one survivor. Woo!
Yay.
That is the end. Well done.
It's because I sacrificed myself.
I like
Would you
Very
like to
good.
dramatically
Let's
crash the
be
tower?
honest.
Dramatically.
That was easy, kind of.
There's the sacrifice. Well done. I hope you
Picturing, like,
guys
slow motion.
enjoyed that. I hope that was
Oh,
that was
awesome.
a fun one.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.